left me. Hi everyone. We're back with another episode of the show. Things happen right before we hit record. Then no one will ever sign up to Patreon.
Every day.
Yeah. Anyways, that's not what we're talking about today. Today we have a very special 8:50. Why are you saying that? Because it took so long to start recording?
I did tell my dad. We say
He'd be gone at 8:30.
No, I said 7. I was like,
8:30.
Chances are we're gonna start recording at 8. But anyway, continue.
Anyways, the Lord gave us technical difficulties. Anyways, so we have special guest Brittany, Michael Hoffman, Allie's dad, as you know. Yay. And as everyone knows, this is very serious, Allie. We did have controversial topic. Like, there were some issues. People were commenting about something that was a little controversial about the.
Just say it.
Okay, kissing
your family on the mouth.
Kissing your family member on the mouth. Now,
So you brought the family on.
I think to show some goodwill, Michael, since this is how you guys show love, I'm willing to kiss you on the mouth in order to just show. So I'm just gonna.
That it's okay.
You staying home tonight? I hadn't planned on it, no. Plan on it.
Whenever we come back, Mike, go like this.
Minus 5, 4, 3.
Every time we forget. Every time.
Booster ignition and liftoff of Discovery.
Oh my God. You're gonna die.
I'm Raymond Arroyo. We'll see you next time.
What is going on? What?
All right. That was.
So welcome back, everyone, to the show. Another episode of the show, Allie.
I'm glad they didn't have to see that.
This
That
is the most, I think, physical we've ever done this physical humor before on the show.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're calling it humor.
It's
now,
humorous.
That was serious.
Now, you're saying
That was
it because,
surprisingly gentle.
Yeah, I'm very gentle. Now, I would not refer to it as
lips.
I don't kiss and tell. I don't want to talk about this, but Allie, you guys do this, so I don't know why you would refer to it as humor. Is it a humorous thing? You're custom.
No, I don't
in
do
your
get up a
family.
full body
Michael,
No.
So I feel bad because you didn't have a chance to come on here and kind of defend yourself or talk about it or
It's not defending.
Well, you're getting you look a little defensive.
It's supporting
Look at her shoulders.
the theory.
Yeah, the shoulders come up really high.
It's supporting the theory.
Allie, and just for the record, Michael, I am so pro this. I'm so on board.
Yeah.
Dorian, if you're watching,
I would like to kiss my mom, but she won't let me.
Okay, can you? I feel like I'm almost understanding what's going on.
Allie, would you like to fill us in on what happened?
Dad, they think it's weird that we kiss.
What happened is the subject came up that Allie didn't realize it was weird until someone was like, "Oh wait," and then Allie was like, "Yeah, I kissed my cousins on the mouth." Not the female ones, only the male cousins.
And only certain ones.
No.
And then she said certain cousins she doesn't kiss.
Yeah,
she did.
But that, Scott
And then
Jen.
But Scott's a real ugly guy.
Yeah,
and then we tried to FaceTime you, and you didn't answer. You rejected our FaceTime call.
So then we
I don't
talked to
think so.
Sharia.
Yeah,
and
we
she's
talked to
we
Sharia.
kissed on a little peck on the side of our mouth, just a.
Which is I'm totally fine.
You love it.
Wait a minute. So
totally
what
fine with it.
I'm saying is you don't?
So our family does not, and I want to, and I would like to know.
Which is fair, but some families aren't affectionate.
But I would like to know how to pray kissing into my family. Like how to
How do you pray?
how do you get kissing
here's
into
the thing.
the family?
I just got a text from your sister that she's coming at the end of this month.
I can kiss her.
So you can practice on her.
So Michael,
That
what
has evolved.
Does it just someone had to be the first kisser? Like in the family lineage of kissers, someone had to be the first one.
His name was Sven. It was 1745. No, I've got the story.
Kisser.
Yeah, I did. It was the kiss of life. My his male cousin.
Okay.
Sven also. Sven died.
It was the olden days.
Yeah, it was an old family name. Goes through everything.
Yeah,
We're not even Swedish,
No.
which is weird. But it was the kiss of life, and it stuck.
Oh my God.
So if I want to be Sven, if I want to be the first kisser,
See, I think I don't.
The unkissed
I think
kisser.
the problem is if you make it a thing, it's too late.
Sven
You don't
Don't
make
make
it a thing.
it weird.
Sven
You just did it. Yeah, I don't even
so
recognize.
what you're saying here today in 2022 is that non-consensual kissing of my mother,
Oh my God.
might not be the best thing.
So what
It
do we
might not-
have?
I'm just saying, I may lean on your mom's side.
Kiss Jessica.
Okay, what if we could invite my mother on, not tell her, and I could just kiss her on camera.
Okay, let's try
That
that.
way she has all the pressure.
That way it'd
of
be
pretending-
recorded
No, but
for witnesses.
your parents watch the show,
If you're going to be
I think.
arrested,
They're
they have
gonna-
evidence.
This will give it away.
This is where the assault took place. I mean, that's probably what would
That's why you have to
happen.
practice with Jessica.
Okay. All right. Well, Michael.
So here's the deal. As a family,
Yeah.
it is a sign of affection.
It's
that
so cool.
It's almost like you don't even think about it. It's like, goodbye, and you just peck on the cheek or the
Very
even on
Italian.
lips.
The
Yeah,
Italians
it's very
do this?
Italian. Some people do it. I've got a business partner that kisses all of our clients on either cheek. Because
He's British.
he claims
That's very
he's,
cool.
he claims he's
British.
European.
Well, he is.
I
He's
know.
from England.
I know.
Well, he claims it.
Personally,
He claims it.
No, I think
we know.
personally, I think he's just claiming it so that he can
it's
kiss
just an
all of our
accent.
clients.
I'm gonna start doing that.
I think there might be an
Don't
issue
worry,
there.
I'm English.
You know I'm British.
European. Did you know? Where's your accent? It goes.
I've got
faded
some
away.
history. I got some English in my
comes and
history,
goes.
but I don't use it as an excuse to
Yeah.
kiss on both
I mean,
sides of
aren't
the
we
cheek.
all European when it really comes down
Certainly,
to it?
we all lean towards that part
We
of
have
the
the
world.
kissers right.
Yeah.
The last time you were on the show, Michael, I think was in my house. And it was
No,
me-
he's
It
been
was
here.
here.
He's been
Oh,
here.
you've done
Remember?
another one?
I've done several of these.
Oh, that's true.
and I've loved them every time.
That's true.
The last
but one of
time-
my favorites
You're
was
one of our favorite guests.
one of- you are.
So
You
you
are.
can say that when I'm
Guest
not
of
here.
the year. Guest of the year. You get voted every
What?
year.
Yeah.
Every year.
But one of my favorites was back when it was in my house, and it was me, you, and
yeah, and
Me, you, and
yeah,
him.
It
yeah.
was late at night too. I thought it was like in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Your
Right,
wife
yeah.
was so.
those were the
3
days.
a.m.
Yeah, those were the
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
so
Those were
upset
the
with you.
days. So Brittany,
Yeah. Did you plan this to dress like our skull? On
yeah,
our
who wore it
sponsor?
better? Yeah,
Wore
yeah.
it
Sponsored
better.
by
The
Deb.
person whose skull it actually is, or
Actually, and speaking of
printing on a shirt?
sponsors, Brittany, would you like to give us our first sponsor?
Sure.
Ding.
Drink Studio Coffee. It's from South America, not Europe, but it'll still kiss you on both cheeks.
Ding, ding.
Drink enough of it, it'll kiss you on the mouth.
Wow. Okay.
So
there you
the
go.
website is what, Brittany?
a double shot.
www.drinkstudiocoffee.com.
That was strange. Why did you both do that at the end?
Because I didn't know if it was
I think,
.co.
and I was supporting her. 'cause
yeah,
I support
thank you.
my friend.
I felt supported.
You're welcome.
Michael.
Yep.
So,
But wait,
we have
that was
some-
your favorite episode because it was so late in the morning.
no, just you guys, and just like we had such a good time.
We talked about Mark
we were giddy.
Wahlberg.
Yeah,
Mark,
we were a
Mark
little giddy.
Wahlberg,
Openly
Catholic man.
Yep,
Mark
yeah.
Wahlberg,
Openly Catholic.
still is.
Out of the closet.
Yeah.
Openly Catholic.
What was our thing? What's the who died? Kyle?
Who died, Kyle?
Dad.
Oh, Mike.
Let's
Olivia-
do it.
Olivia Newton-John.
I heard that on the way
She
over
died.
here.
She died.
I heard that. Yes.
R.I.P.
How do you feel about that? Let's
I
take a
am
drink.
actually. I'm a.
Pour one
we
out
just-
for your homie.
Now I did
Cheers
not
to Olivia.
realize. I did not.
She was big. She was part of my life.
I did not realize that she also sang the hit song "Physical."
Let's get physical.
Which Kyle, do you mind pulling up?
Do we have a video?
Without
Because
the music,
the
without the
video
music.
is really
No.
what makes it.
Oh
You gotta
no,
watch
we
the
watched
video.
that today.
My favorite part.
Absolutely.
It
My
was
favorite
scarring.
part. Can you start
Absolutely
at
That was the
Kyle? If you
style.
don't mind, start at.
I hate that you know
Start at
this
second
timestamp.
12.
I hate that you know. No, is it?
Start at
12?
second or no second.
Oh, look at
minute
that,
12?
Olivia Newton.
He
Who,
texted me
who
this.
doesn't love Olivia
Now
Newton-John?
you have to turn off the music or we'll get
She's
we'll
got the
get
high pro glow and everything going on.
demonetized.
Yeah, because are we
No,
still
okay.
There's an ad.
Can we see
Here's
this on
an
the
ad.
screen, Kyle? Turn up. There you go. All right, so
Smart.
I did not know Olivia Newton. So from Greece,
Yeah.
Yeah.
as you know.
That was
Popular.
most people know her from Greece,
Yeah.
but she did other things.
Now IMDb said her catchphrase or her thing, like IMDb listed her like calling card
Yeah.
as blonde hair, big blue eyes. And I was like, that doesn't seem that much of a unique calling card.
She might have been. Oh, hello.
Okay,
Oh no.
let's start at second.
Welcome to your 80s video. There you go. There you go.
Can we back up? Can we back up?
Sure.
No, wait.
I don't think.
What is that?
I don't think we should show this.
Okay, we can stop. We can stop.
Oh,
Edit it
no.
out. Anna, edit it out.
See, look at that. Of course, the eyes work though. Look at it. It's all
Edit it
eyes.
out. Okay, we're done, Kyle. We're done.
Eyes.
We're done.
Turn it off, guys.
We're done.
Eyes and other things.
Oh God.
So,
Turn off our screen.
R.I.P. Olivia Newton-John.
R.I.P. Olivia Newton-John.
You know,
Because she needs
death
a
and
man.
beer.
She needs a man.
Wow.
And her heart is set on you.
Yeah. Man.
so Michael,
You
could
better
you
shape up.
explain that exercise maybe? Like those bands. What was the idea?
That was actually a thing.
Back in the day,
I
what
thought
was...
they could shake it off,
Can
which
you
became
though?
a song later on.
Well, can you do
No.
it? I think you can.
Shake the weight out?
No, yeah, it's
No.
just fat just being worked out. Why not? It's just fat being worked out.
Well,
You just rub the fat away?
No,
No,
what
you
no,
shake
that's
the
the
fat
butt
away. No.
doing it.
I personally think.
Wait. So if you rub a butt enough, the butt will disappear?
No, if that does, stop it.
Are you juggling?
Oh my gosh, no.
Interesting.
Dad, this is a family show.
No, it's not.
Let's
If you let your kids watch this is your own fault.
So you really think that if you rub a butt enough,
What do
it'll
you think
disappear like an
exercising
eraser?
is?
No, but you don't rub a
Not
butt. You gotta-
rubbing.
It's
Yeah.
like the. it's
If you
shake
rub
it.
a butt, it
I
does
don't think
not
we
just
should talk
disappear.
about this anymore.
What do you think? Not if
Exercise
you rub
is
a
not
butt.
rubbing the butt.
That's not rubbing a butt. That's making the butt move.
I personally think it was one of those things where it was one of those oil. Snake oil.
Yeah. It did not work at all. They would do it around
Speaking
the.
of
They would do it around the belly.
snake bite diet.
Oh yeah,
He made
they would
me
do it around the
snake
belly.
oil diet.
Because
So
if that would work, I'd be a lot skinnier.
So Mike, I mean, what was the cultural significance for you of Olivia Newton?
She was the queen. I mean, Olivia Newton-John was everything. She had like 10 #1 songs. I mean, she's
really?
she's quite
What were some of her
prolific.
other ones? Can you pull up her?
I only
Let's
know
Get
her from
Physical was the
Grease.
one that really kind of made her. This is now
Yeah.
also even though you made fun of the video, this is the beginning of
Yeah.
MTV.
Oh.
So this is a brand new genre. It is the Wild West. And she actually did a really
Try
good job.
everything.
I know. So literally, there were no.
And it's a funny video
No
later.
precedents. No,
Yeah.
there was literally no precedents. And so you covered the gamut of videos. Do you know I was in an MTV video when it first
You
came out?
were?
I was
Say
in
more.
2 of them. Yeah.
What
Say more.
songs?
I was.
What?
Say more.
I was
With Olivia Newton-John?
Nope, not with Olivia Newton-John. I was in 2 songs. They were both from a group called Fradd.
Huh.
Yes, Bill Christensen. Bill, if you're ever watching, you're one of my
Bill.
favorite people.
We love you,
Billy
Bill.
Christensen. Billy Christensen. Yes, really good friend of mine back in the day, and he had a band called Fradd that he produced. But he was a big producer. I'll tell you a story if you want to hear about that afterwards.
Yes,
but
please.
yeah, no, we did 2 videos. One was called Bitch, and the other one was called Semiconductor Hero.
Wow.
Dad, I
so you
cannot
were kind
believe
of,
you used that language.
It's the name of a song.
You were
It's the
kind of-
name of a song.
so you were in the punk rock scene.
It wasn't punk rock. Actually, they were actually a really good band. And
But how did they get
I was
on
the guy.
MTV back then? Could you
Everybody
just
was on
send your
MTV
tape
back in the day.
Yeah.
They were looking for stuff.
because they were just running stuff
Wow.
24/7.
Yeah, I actually got to see myself on MTV many times.
That's cool.
Kyle,
There is
bonus
there's-
points if you
Wow, your
find
career
If
Mike.
you ever find it,
started-
you would be great because I've looked for it forever.
Your online career started a long time ago and you've just been putting out viral videos.
Viral
ever
videos.
since.
the heights.
Yes.
There's a video or
Only
there's a
the hits.
movie when
Only
you
the
were
hits.
in was it high school or college that you were
Still in high school.
or you were
Just
an
out of high school.
extra in
Yeah.
the background.
Michael Keaton's Touch and Go. I was an extra in San Jose, California. We're at the
Yeah.
airport, me and 3 of my other buddies.
Wait, Michael Keaton, like Batman Michael Keaton?
Yeah.
I was in a string of bad movies.
He was in a movie
I'm in the
with
extras.
him.
The movie is
I was up on the
called-
big screen.
The movie's called what?
Touch and Go. It's called Touch and Go.
Go.
And
Okay.
have you ever heard of it? No,
No.
because it's in a string of really bad movies.
Yeah.
But
What was the
But he
movie?
was
But
in
what's the what was the movie where he takes over?
Mr. Mom?
Multiplicity?
I loved that movie. I think it has Michael Keaton. in
Where he
it.
takes over a factory.
210, 220, whatever it takes.
He takes over a factory and then
Charlie
he
and the Chocolate
incorporates some
Factory.
like Japanese manufacturing.
The Karate Kid.
I was gonna say
No, the Karate Kid is incorrect.
No, Michael Keaton is not in the Karate Kid.
Oh, I don't know. You said Japanese fighting and they.
I believe that's Mr. Mom.
Really? He's like the head of the factory and then
And then he gets
That was
fired.
not Mr. Mom.
maybe. But the whole movie is about the factory. I watched it in
Night
no.
Shift. No.
I watched it in economics. If only we had Kyle to Google the
Dang, if only
Michael
had Kyle
Keaton
faster on
factory.
this.
Find semiconductor.
He's on a mission already. Okay.
Find Semiconductor Hero.
So Mike, do you have any updates since the last time you've been on? The people want to know what's been going on.
In what area of life?
You know,
Seriously,
just in
because
general.
things have been moving and shaking. In everything.
Gung ho. Yeah.
Okay, we were
Not a
close.
super-
We were
not
close.
Not a super appropriate.
Yeah, I know.
Not a very. What
It
would you
would
call
not
it?
be made in 2022.
That would be
It would
in
not
one of
be
his
made-
strings.
Not politically
That would be in
correct.
the string of hits
Yeah.
that did
When a
not.
Japanese
Yeah.
car company buys an American
but
plant.
he is an icon now, and he is an American hero.
Yeah,
we
the
appreciate
American-
you, Michael Keaton.
Have you seen Birdman?
I will tell you this.
He sees this.
I will
He
tell you one
watches
story
this.
about being an extra in his movie. Is he was very, very personable. Talked to everybody.
Oh, that's nice.
And the 2 of my buddies that actually got us into it. See, we were taxi drivers for a summer. Another story about me. I drove a taxi for a summer, and it just as a lark. And
For our Gen Z followers, that
yeah,
is
that
what
is before Uber.
was.
What's the taxi?
We actually
Yeah,
had a
they're
taxi
usually
where you would pay
yellow.
somebody to drive you somewhere, like
taxi
an
is-
Uber.
a
But
taxi
not
is-
in, yeah.
It's like an Uber without the internet.
Correct. Except we did have walkie-talkies,
Try to
and you
figure
talked to
that
Ernie
out.
at the base. Which
Yeah.
was like, Ernie? But anyway, he would. He picked us. He picked up the casting agents for the movie, and Bernie is this personable guy, and he talked them into letting us be in the movie. So we got to be extras for a day. Got paid $50. We're there for 18 million hours, and our job was to get in front of the shot as much as you can. So you'd walk across, drop your bag, pick up
They
a
were in an
call,
airport.
and come back. We're in an airport. We're at the San Jose airport.
Yeah.
So Michael Keaton comes out, and he's talking to people. He's signing stuff, and Kelly and Barney are saying, Michael, you got to come to our party. I'm right behind him. I'm ready to talk. And he's saying, hey, how you doing? It's on the people. And Barney and Kelly are like, Mike, come to our party, man. We're coming to a party. You got to come. You got to come. He goes, dudes, I'm so there. And he's chatting him up. I'm going to be there. Give me the address. He's not coming, but we know it.
Yeah.
He's being nice anyway. Come on, go. We got to go. We got to go. And they leave, and I walk up, and he goes, walks away. I'm like,
He had just run out of steam.
I was crushed.
He hit a wall.
I was crushed.
And we hate Michael Keaton
my hero.
now.
We hate Michael Keaton.
We hate him.
I do love you,
But
Michael
he was
Keaton. I
very
really do.
friendly.
He was tremendously friendly,
To a
very, very
point.
open, everything.
Up
Well,
to
he's
that
got
minute.
almost so much
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
He hit a wall.
We're little people,
a
but
celebrity wall.
I was the littlest of people.
Now, Michael, as someone who's in the public eye all the time, do you believe? So Tom Cruise came out recently and said that, Brad Pitt came out recently and said that he has a rare condition where he cannot recognize
I'm too
faces.
handsome?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Where
not that
he
rare.
can't recognize-
He can't
I think
recognize
I have
faces.
I can
So
recognize faces.
he has like
Face
face
blindness.
blindness.
What?
So
That's not that rare.
it sounds like he's
think
one
I
of the
have it.
most famous people. Probably is introduced to too many people. all
Millions
the
of
time.
Absolutely.
people.
It seems like a very convenient, like illness, right? Like, oh look, I'm sorry, I got this condition.
Wow.
I'm sorry,
Where
I don't
can't
know
remember,
you.
Wow.
I can't remember people's faces.
Yeah,
you
we've
know?
worked together
I-
for a
I
season.
would believe
an entire
that.
show
Yeah,
for a
yeah, yeah.
season.
I believe that.
I know,
I'm
Dorothy.
your wife.
Oh, look at that. It's a
I'm
real
not Dorothy.
thing.
Actor Brad Pitt said in a
What's
recent
it
interview
called?
is propecia.
No, that's something else.
So-
That is a thing. That is actually a thing.
Prosopagnosia.
It might be convenient for him to say that, but he
Right?
may actually have it though too.
Do you think-
I wonder if it's a condition that has developed over time. You know, like you're in front of so many
brain is
millions of
like,
people that your
I'm
brain says,
done.
"Screw it, I'm not remembering anybody else."
I kind of think it's like selective hearing. You know how a lot of wives claim their husbands have selective hearing?
No, but I've heard husbands claim their wives have selective
Or
hearing.
sure, either way, it could go
Because
both
2020,
ways.
I'm progressive.
It could go both ways. I heard it goes both ways.
2022.
So, but do you think maybe it's like that where you just sort of have selective face viewing?
Well, I will tell you this: I have a terrible time remembering names.
But
I
faces-
cannot remember names, so I can
Could you recognize a face?
imagine. Yes, actually, that helps a lot.
Yeah.
I'll know faces forever, but not names. I just
Now-
cannot remember a name
He
Now-
called you Edward for forever.
forever.
Yeah, it was so annoying, but I liked it. So when you guys think of things, can you visualize things in your brain? Like when you
Yes.
think of,
What do you mean?
ooh, so
What?
like if I say house, can you picture a house
Yes.
in your brain?
Yes.
So this is also a rare condition where some people cannot picture. It's just black. They can't visualize.
Or do they picture like the word
No,
house?
no, it's just black. They can't visualize. There's some famous people. What's it called?
You know
Kyle,
what
if you
house
look it
I
up,
picture?
I think it's
the
called.
one that you see it through the thing when you go to the eye doctor.
That's
You
what you
can't see that?
The little farmhouse.
Right.
that
The little
means-
So that's
farmhouse.
the house that I think of
I thought you said
whenever
you
he
couldn't
says
see
house.
that.
So it's called like
I just went to that- I went to the
Glasses.
doctor's today and saw that little
people who
house.
can't
Yeah, see?
visualize.
That's the house I was thinking of.
So they can't picture things in their mind's eye. And this 505 500 that's an error.
Can't look at that.
This is
Fantasia.
Fantasia. When
Is
you're
it-
blind in your mind.
Fantasia,
So-
that was a great
Okay,
movie.
so it's a phenomenon
I like
in
the
which
first
people
one,
are,
not the second one.
are unable to visualize imagery. And
Wow.
this started ruining people's days because they didn't realize that they
That
were
they
this
had
way.
it?
And so
Ruin someone's day.
so people were reading this and going like, what do you mean visualizing things? Like, what are you talking about? And realizing they have this condition.
That's weird.
There's some
because
really
they didn't
famous-
know that
Yeah.
they couldn't
Yeah,
visualize.
and there's some really famous people. Like, what's interesting, like one of the founders of Pixar, like an animated thing, you would
Really?
think he can't visualize.
Wow.
What?
It's very, very weird.
That's interesting.
Try to look up Kyle, like famous.
See how amazing
The brain is?
that you can actually work around things like that.
Yeah, you might never know that you have this.
Never give up. I think that's the lesson here, children.
But they
Never,
but
ever give
part
up.
Part of the problem is that they can't think backwards, or like their perception of the past and the future is kind of weird. They're just kind of in. 'cause
Well,
they
I
can't
had a
imagine
lot of issues with dyslexia.
Okay.
And
That's real.
dyslexia is an issue. It's a condition, and there's all kinds of forms of it. But one of the most common ones is like the reason why dyslexics can't read is because their brain doesn't process flat symbols. So when you read a book, that's a flat symbol. Like your brain sees a T.
Yeah.
But with dyslexic, it's like CAT. Well, in certain cases of dyslexia, they'll see a CAT and a C with the C backwards, the A's upside down, and T. There's 15,000 versions
Absolutely not.
of certain things
Because your brain's just
because your brain doesn't recognize. It takes, I should say, 15,000 impressions before your brain will remember CAT is the way to see it.
That's crazy because
But it's a condition that you have to work at and work at and work at. It's just
it makes
how your
total
brain
sense.
processes information.
There was a study they did where they put glasses on people where it would flip what they were seeing.
Right.
And they would wear it long enough for their brain to kind of adapt to like,
it only takes 3 days.
And then when you take the glasses off, your image
upside down.
is flipped. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Can you
Until
fix
your brain,
it?
Which is fun for a while.
Yeah, but then you're like, I'm done with this.
Can you imagine though? You're in that study and you take those glasses off and your imagery is flipped and you're like, "What the?
Am I dying?"
And they're like, "We think this will go back to normal."
Yeah, we think.
Here's your quarter.
But I think what happens is it's like
Your
after
brain
you go to
starts coming.
sleep, then you wake
and your
up
brain
like
kind
the
of-
third day or something. You wake up and your brain has flipped everything upside down.
Wait,
And your brain's
like
just able to
visually,
adapt.
like this is now upside down?
Yeah, like you feel like
this is like this?
Yes.
Your brain's able to start processing it in a way that you start understanding. It's like looking in the rearview mirror to back up. You start like
Weird.
processing like,
Yeah.
okay, I understand. I go this way to go that way.
Have you heard of the fonts though that are supposed to help people who
Dyslexic
have
people?
dyslexia?
No.
It's like bold on certain downstrokes or something like that, and it's supposed to draw your eye, like it's supposed to take your eye on a
No, keep talking, I'll follow you.
journey. Like it's supposed, I don't think we should. Anyway,
Take our eyes
it's
on
like,
a journey, Brittany.
It makes some of the font bold and some of it not bold, and so it's supposed to like draw your eye in.
It's
an order.
amazing the different things they've come up with. Colors help. Sometimes if you wear blue colored lenses, the words don't jump as much.
Really?
Some people when they read a page, the letters jump.
And that with Joe?
Yeah.
My brother. He has dyslexia.
Yeah.
Do you kiss him? Just checking in.
Maybe it was that.
Maybe
I
that was it.
actually don't. I don't think I kissed my brother.
See, not hot enough.
No, I don't. Don't cut that out. Don't just make
Don't
that.
cut that out?
No, I mean, cut that out, but not like as a separate thing.
Okay.
Anyways,
You want to say
Don't
that for
make a
later?
real
you know
out
what
of
I've
it.
We'll make it
also
weird, though.
heard? I've also heard that some people don't have an inner monologue in their head. Like they don't have an inner
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
I
They
don't
can't
really
do a
know.
voice.
What does that
Same
mean?
thing. You don't have a voice in your head?
No, I think I do. No, I think I do.
You do.
But some people
It's my
don't.
voice.
I knew
Yeah,
it.
some people can't do a voice. And I read
like when you're reading, but like
I
in
read
your
an
head.
article and they were talking about how like in movies where the character is like having a voice in there, they
Yeah.
never understood why they were like, what is that?
Yeah.
But they just never talked to anyone
My
about it.
roommate told me about a podcast she listened to where they were conjecturing that before a certain level of consciousness in humans, people, when they heard their voice in their head, thought it was God.
Ooh.
And so it's like,
And this is where the Bible came from.
yeah, so literally
like
they're
evolution
like,
to me. I don't
yeah,
believe
they're
in
like,
evolution.
they're
I was homeschooled.
he was the principal, right?
Yeah, you were the principal.
For the dinosaurs and
The
Until
earth is
fourth grade.
500 years old.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's 2022
And it's
years
flat.
old. Yeah.
6,000.
And it's flat.
It's 2022
Happy birthday,
years
America.
old.
No reason
Yeah.
to debate this.
Sorry, what were you?
It's common knowledge.
It's an interesting podcast, but I mean, they think that our current form of consciousness is only 2,000 to 3,000 years old, and before that, any time, like for example, you would be walking in the woods, and if there was a rock in the path where you normally walk, and your brain told you go around the rock, you thought that's God.
So what
And
has
so they
changed
don't think-
Lies straight from the
now?
pit
Yeah,
of
they
hell.
don't think God is real. They think
Yeah, but
and
when
that's,
I
their way
do
of-
my voice in my head though, I am controlling it. Like
But
it's
they-
not so loud that I'm not like
they think that our understanding of our own voices in our head is that evolution of consciousness that's only been around for a couple thousand years. So before that, you might have heard that voice in your head, but you wouldn't have been able to recognize that it was you. You would have thought
But
it
I
was
wonder,
God.
because there's a big difference between the voice in my head and the voice of God.
yeah.
That's 100% true, but I think people who don't necessarily have a prayer life or like aren't able to discern, I think maybe they don't.
like cavemen.
Sure.
This
They
reminds me of
don't make a
Westworld.
Wouldn't that be great?
distinction.
Westworld has this whole thing where like they're hearing a voice and they're not realizing that it's kind of their own voice. Have you guys seen Westworld?
No.
Oh, such a
You
good.
try to convince us a lot.
It's a good series where like
tired.
robots are becoming self-aware.
Oh,
and
I don't know if I'm into robots.
it's really good.
AI,
Anthony
it's around,
Hopkins.
it's happening.
He
baby.
went on an AI deep dive a few years ago. You
Yes.
remember that?
Can you pull up Kyle
I don't know if the
AI-generated
internet is
images?
working.
The internet's not
Oh
working.
yeah, the AI is writing movies now, doing
Are they
music.
making,
AI is creating
what are those-
sculptures and paintings.
Are
What's
And
they
going on with the
making-
internet?
Yeah, I don't know
all
if the
kinds of good
internet's
stuff.
working.
Oh, mine's doing it too.
I checked online. Yeah, no, it's definitely down.
Oh,
Are they
weird.
making
Okay,
NFTs?
it's called
Oh, like the fake people?
no. Is that it, Kyle?
Dolly.
Yeah, Dolly's the one that was trending on Twitter.
It's like
So it
Wall-E,
can
but Dolly.
it can just generate random
People.
images. Oh no, is Dolly the people one?
Yeah, what do we want to see?
a person.
What?
Just type person.
No, type
Give me a specific person.
type a
Future
man.
husband.
A man and a
This is a prophecy.
Like a specific person.
Marilyn Monroe.
Future husband.
Ellie types in my husband. Marilyn Monroe in a green hat.
Okay.
But that image really okay.
In a green.
Wow, that's very specific.
Okay.
Yeah. That image probably does not exist.
Maybe not.
Now
to-
is
It's gonna take 2
Or
minutes.
a fox.
So keep talking while this is loading.
Okay.
So what does this do? I'm
Yeah,
just
what is
curious.
this doing?
This is an AI that
Yeah,
be
so the
basically say, hey, I'd
computer-
like to see this.
Yeah, the computer scans through the internet and all these images to try to learn what these words mean, and then can generate a new image based on
What?
Yeah,
That
So-
will look real.
yeah. That's not been created at all.
This is actually terrifying though, because this is how like
Murder
deep
scenes.
fake porn is gonna get
scenes?
made.
Well, actually, there's a big issue
That's what
right
I'm supposed
now.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's
I'm
an
very
issue right
concerned
now
about
where
that.
all they can take your, and it's happened. I just saw a documentary on this where a person's face was taken and put
Yeah.
on all kinds of porn that they were never in.
Right.
Oh,
but
I've
it's
heard
their
of that.
face.
Yeah.
Well, and I wonder from like a crime
Horrific.
perspective.
It's a crime. They should
you
be
could,
put in
like,
jail forever.
Yes, but also like you could commit a murder or
That's what I'm
someone.
Look at so this
Get
is
out of town.
now some of these.
Why does she
Now
look like one of my nightmares?
guys, this is AI. AI right now is a infant taking its baby steps. Like it's just
Yeah, and soon
It
as
looks
gonna
like
grow
something
up,
from
And actually,
Stranger
I'm a big
Things.
fan of
She is-
Picasso.
That
She
looks
is
like
hot.
a thing from Stranger
no.
Things.
This looks like from the Goonies, but him dressed
Hey,
up.
you guys.
No. The guy with the weird
Yeah,
eye.
the Hey You
that's-
Guys
yeah, he's
guy.
dressed up-
That's Hey You Guys
He's
guy.
dressed up as Marilyn Monroe.
That actually, yeah.
What is with the
Wow.
missing tooth?
Here's
That's
the
what
thing:
I
Scroll
don't
down,
know.
scroll down.
we're not going to
Can
be
we see
able
the
to
other ones?
believe
Oh, well.
anything we ever see on video or image.
Never. Well,
Actually,
I mean,
that's
it's
already
kind of,
here.
I would say that's already here with like Photoshop
Absolutely,
and like.
it's already here.
Some people were
been here for a
saying
long
there
time.
was a Kim Kardashian clip. Oh, I think when she was on Jimmy Fallon, where
Yes.
people were commenting of like, did they edit this? Like, put a filter on it because there was like a glitch where it like glitched and she saw like her real skin or whatever.
No
What?
way.
Yes, like a filter on a live. Well, not a live, but like a recorded like Jimmy Fallon. So people are
Wow.
already doing it. Oh gosh, Pope
Francis punching.
Did you hear that Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson broke up?
I did
Yeah.
hear that.
Now, Mike, how are you adjusting
How are you handling
to
it?
Pete Davidson? Yeah, how are you handling Pete
This
Davidson?
is breaking
and
news.
Kim Kardashian breaking
Bigger than
up.
Olivia Newton-John passing away.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it is.
That's so sad if that's bigger news.
I think
think
it.
it
Well,
is.
in my dad's world,
Yeah, he loves Kim.
let it out.
And Pete.
he's crying through the tears.
Through the tears. What was the question about Kim Kardashian?
Like, how are you adapting to this new
breakup.
reality where Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian are not together anymore?
You know Pete Davidson.
I know both of them. I just really, I weep for our generation that we've made an entire career of that type of
Oh,
tripe.
he's getting serious now.
No, let's do it. Let's go deep.
Yeah.
Let's go serious.
And to be if you want to go serious, the serious is I can't believe it. He's perfect for her.
I know, right? He's so perfect for her. Explain why, Dad.
Yeah, tell
Explain
us
Name
why.
his
why.
traits.
I'll name his traits.
Because number
Pete,
one-
you and I, big boy.
Wow, last time we Khloe
We
Kardashian,
addressed Khloe.
and now this time Pete.
We're
he's
getting
so
really in with the Kardashians here.
say his qualities.
He's so Pete.
He's so Pete.
He's the Peatiness.
He did get all her kids' initials tattooed on his body.
Wait, what?
Or something like that.
Oh, that's
This is
demonic.
terrifying.
That is
Okay,
terrifying.
we have to be done with this. I can't handle this
Wait,
anymore.
scroll down. Oh my God.
No.
It's Pete. Wait, so what the computer did is it combined Pete Davidson with Pope Benedict.
Yeah, that okay.
It's so bad.
So we're working on the AI.
Actually, I've seen this in the Passion of the Christ. Those are the demons that showed
was
up.
a demon. That was that one looks like
Kyle,
a bunny.
the one in the center right.
Oh yeah, that'll haunt my dreams forever.
I don't like
Yes,
it.
there
Oh
you
my
go.
God. That looks like
Kyle,
no.
can everyone see this? Because that is
They can say
No.
that
We'd
is.
like to formally
Take it down,
apologize
take it
to
down.
No,
Pope Francis
Pope
and
Benedict.
Benedict.
Wait, who else do we want to combine?
No,
Francis
no
behind
one.
him.
No one.
Let's do
I'm
Michael
over
Hoffman.
this.
Wait, yeah, do Edmund
No.
Mitchell
Edmund Mitchell.
and Michael Hoffman
No,
kissing.
I don't.
No, no, we already got that
I don't think
visual.
you guys are big enough for this to work.
No, probably not.
Probably not.
Well, Michael Hoffman probably.
Well,
is.
no, actually, no. There's a couple of Michael Hoffmans bigger than me on the internet for sure.
Yeah, Justin
Okay,
Hoffman.
do it.
No,
Commit.
I don't want to see it. I'm scared.
One of them is Michael Hoffman. There's a Michael Hoffman out
Wait,
there.
no, remove the parentheses. There we go. There we
We
go.
don't know what's gonna come out with that. Don't do that.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
What if it's something inappropriate?
Now,
Like kissing.
now, do you
Oh,
think?
okay.
So, do you think artificial intelligence could create entertainment movies that we would watch.
Isn't it already happening? I thought you were saying that.
Well, yeah, they're writing scripts. They're doing music. They're doing scripts.
I've seen them write stories, but they're unintelligible.
Well, the point is, but it's like I said, it's baby steps. It's beginning.
Right.
But
Right.
So
what do you think of the AI that's supposedly sentient?
Wait, this is a thing.
Yeah, is aware.
I don't like that.
Is aware of
What?
itself.
What?
That's Google came out with that a while ago. You think
I think I
that's
saw
just a
this
joke?
movie, Ex
Google didn't
Machina.
come out and say that.
Kyle, you need to get on a mic.
One of the engineers did, yeah.
What?
The guy was weird too.
Well,
Wait, so
you're in the business.
How would we find
You got to
this?
be weird
Google
to be thinking
AI
that far
self-aware?
out there, which is amazing.
How would you
Sentient AI.
Sentient AI.
Oh God!
I don't like that.
That's a kiss.
I
There
don't
you
like
go.
It's not.
I would just
yeah,
like
don't
to
put that on.
say.
It's like
I
a
would like
mix
to
of
say. What are you
kissing
trying
and
to
their
suck his lungs up his
faces.
neck? I don't
They have
understand.
This
no
is our
faces.
new merch.
They
Our
have
new merch.
No, they have
This is
no
it.
faces.
No, our new merch.
They have no faces. They
This
have.
is-
that.
No.
They've actually.
Okay.
Like, what does the computer think kissing is? Isn't that interesting? It's got to
Yeah.
interpret the
Yeah.
word kissing.
Yeah.
As
Which you guys have
And they
taken
don't-
a very familial bonding
Dad,
experience
get
into
'em.
something dirty horse.
I like it.
No,
I'm not
I
dirty
love
with
it.
You tried to
horse
corrupt
with
it,
my
and we're not
family.
going to fall for it.
love it.
We're not giving in.
Yeah.
No,
Give
it is
Dad.
bonding with
Beat
our
him up.
family. I would kiss my
Listen,
father.
facial bonding. I am a proponent
Facial
of.
bonding.
I am
Facial
a
bonding.
Okay, no,
Familial
I hate
facial
that
bonding.
You know what's really weird?
Facial
We've
bonding.
never actually thought about it until it was brought up.
And
then it's like, wow, we do, don't we? Is that weird? Is that too weird for you? Are you weird for that?
No, we literally watched
We were
Allie
around a
become
bonfire.
self-aware, like an
Yeah,
artificial.
yeah.
She became
self-aware.
self-aware.
She
She was just like, wow, I
And
do.
then,
exactly
and then
right.
she like went around to everyone at the bonfire.
It was
and
at
she was
your
like, "Do you do
house.
it? Do you do
when
it?
your mom was
Do
in
you do
town.
it?"
And
my
then I had to
mom-
call Sheree on the phone, and
Yeah.
I did tell them that we're not weird, Sheree.
Would
she's
you,
like,
kiss,
we
would
kiss our
you kiss
family.
your child goodnight?
Yeah.
And the answer is, of course you would kiss your child goodnight. When does that stop?
Exactly.
And that's the
I
question.
do that
When
with
does
my
that
daughter.
stop?
I do that with my daughter, and I love it.
Yeah.
But when does it stop?
Well, as soon as it becomes weird for you, stop immediately.
But it hasn't stopped here,
it's
though.
already
No.
become weird for the rest of us. The way
That's
that
because when
It
you
never became
here's
weird.
my impression of you guys. This is what you think we're doing. Good night. That's what you think. That's what you think. That's what you think is happening.
That's not what I do with my
You do
daughter.
not
That's
do
not what I-
that.
that's not what- But wait, Michael, you said
sure?
you said when it becomes weird for me, I should stop.
What do your face
It
look
never became weird.
No.
For you.
Well,
So I
So,
think
well, no.
so what you have to understand, but in a big family, I mean, I have 8 brothers and sisters. There's 50 people in the room. Not everybody does. I mean, I'm sure, but I never thought about it before. You
Yeah.
got me actually thinking about it. It was just actually never a thing. It was just always a.
Now, one of my sons does not like me doing it. The other sons are kind of okay with it. The oldest,
Yeah.
for some reason, I stopped, probably because I felt weird. But then Kateri, and I don't want it ever to be weird because
Yeah.
she's just
it's
like,
already weird for the rest of us.
I'm wrapped around her.
Well,
Like,
wasn't it
she's
weird? There was a time when my oldest sister, Shreya.
No, well,
did-
that's because they were discovering. You see, you have to understand when you're dad. You are the king. You are the one. You're the model. They're going to look at everything.
Kyle, knock it off.
around us. So so what
done.
happens is wow.
Freaking-
Can
Kyle
you, are
is
you putting
making
in
this
create
terrific.
a demon on all of them? Are you? Is that what you're saying?
Seriously.
Could you please create a demon, Mr. AI, on various faces that
Kyle,
we know?
can we please, those of you
So
listening at home, come up with one of these and we will put it on a t-shirt.
Oh my god.
And it will be like
The right
and it will just
combo,
say
yes.
the show.
The show.
Just
and then
not
I'll
a
have, like-
demonic looking one.
I think all of them are gonna be that.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be
no,
great.
Kyle, type in the show with Edmund Mitchell
Oh my
and see what it comes up with. And whatever it comes up with,
That's what it is.
that's what the. I'm so excited
Okay,
about
what
this.
were we talking about before?
Oh,
but-
Sharia,
Oh, Shreya.
Sharia?
Mm-hmm.
Sharia.
Shreya.
Oh no, but when they're growing up,
Dad is king.
dad is the king. So I remember when one time when they were I was either leaving or they were going to bed, but they say goodnight, and everybody was lining up and actually it was both of them, Shreya and Maria, but they would say good night and they would go to kiss you and they would spend a little bit more time. So it was like 1 extra second and they would do this.
That's when you do.
With the head turning. It was like, hey, hey,
See,
no,
we don't do
not
that.
that. No, that's not a dad
Get
kiss.
that out.
That is not a dad
No,
kiss. No. And they would giggle and they'd run away because
Yeah.
they were wanting to
Yeah,
date.
yeah.
And
They're
they're-
processing.
Yeah, and if you're going to be a husband, they're marrying dad.
Yeah.
You are the
Yeah.
guy.
My daughter,
So.
Kateri's been giving me that.
But you don't make a big joke about it. I mean, you don't make a big deal about it. You keep it fun and you light. You make
I
it light
pretend
and you
like
go.
it's not even a thing because I want her to keep doing it.
Well, also you bring it back into perspective. No,
Yeah.
that's not how you kiss dad. That's not how you kiss dad.
Yeah.
No, Edmund likes it.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's so cute. I can't stand it. So the show with Edmund Mitchell looks like this.
Okay,
So
what
those
are
of you watching at home, pick one.
That is AI created, man.
Pick one of these.
Right
I mean, I
there.
feel like we have to go with the one
The
with the
show.
cow.
Edmund Mitchell.
say,
I'm gonna do the cow. Wow.
I feel hands. He has bread loaves for hands.
Wait. The middle
One
left.
hand.
Middle
One
left.
hand.
No.
That's my favorite.
There you go.
It's a
He
computer.
looks like he went through Chernobyl.
Yeah, he is Chernobyl.
He
He's
is.
Mr. Chernobyl.
Oh,
No, I
Oh,
don't
his
like
legs
it.
are like that is a.
they look like they went
No,
through the
bottom
war.
right though. Wait, bottom right actually
Oh my
might.
gosh.
This actually might be influenced by a photo
That
of
might
me.
be you, actually.
Because like black background.
That looks like the
Maybe.
guy from Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
The
He has, like,
the
20
shapeshifter.
ears.
The shape.
Ooh.
I don't like this. I don't like any of this.
Shapeshifter.
The shape.
Shaper.
Wait.
The shit shaver?
No.
The shapeshifter.
They look
What's
like the
with the
middle
cow?
one.
What's
the
with the
middle one
cow?
looks like he went
what's with
through
the cow?
World War One, and he got a
This
face
is really
transplant.
bothering Brittany.
Yeah, I really don't like it. Can we please stop?
This would
Two?
be like nightmare stuff.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
she's probably
and
gonna
I
have a
actually
nightmare.
have a lot of dreams. So
She has been having a lot of dreams lately.
What are your dreams about?
I
You guys
so
should-
vivid.
I dream some crazy stuff. I can't.
It's always about me.
Yeah.
It's trauma dreams.
Well, like
It is
what? Give me an
trauma
example.
dreams, collective trauma
Ooh,
dreams.
Give me
I
an
don't
example.
actually think
I'm
she
a
can talk
great
about
dream
it.
interpreter.
I don't know.
I'll text you next time I have a good dream that I need interpreted.
She can't even talk about
Are
something.
they
I
usually
can't.
killing him off in some way?
No.
Is he dying a horrible death?
They're normally involving another person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she'll text you the next one.
Yeah, I will.
happens.
I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
My daughter.
I know one. It doesn't have to do with Edmund. This is a crazy. I had this dream that one of my friends was visiting at my house, and I was in bed. I was like 6 months pregnant. I have a lot of like marriage and pregnancy dreams. Super weird. I was 6 months
That's because
pregnant.
you want to be married and pregnant.
Maybe. I mean, yes, but like I don't know if that's why you dream about it. But anyway,
We know,
so
we know.
she comes to like my bedside, and she's like, "Oh, let me see the baby," and she flips back the sheet. Like flips open my stomach, pulls the baby
Did
out,
not tell me this one.
and says, "Oh, it's a boy." Puts the baby back like nothing weird had just happened, and then like that was it. Like we just went about
Who is this person? A doctor?
one of my friends from college.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Does she kiss the baby?
She did like look at him like it was sweet, but
Wow,
yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's-
I
you
also
gotta mull that one over.
I also often have dreams that I'm getting married and I don't know who the groom is, and I'm like literally walking down the aisle and I can't see his face. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to marry this person.
Like an arranged marriage kind of thing.
Or I'll have dreams that I'm pregnant and I don't know who the father is, and I'm like, no one's gonna believe me. Why I don't know who the father is. So
Well, most dreams are usually anxiety dreams. Your dreams are your subconscious trying to work things out.
Okay.
So a classic dream is an anxiety type of dream where you're stressing out about something and it's coming out in some way.
have those.
Pregnancy is actually a big issue around things that you own, things that you're controlling, things that you want to create. And
I like this.
Yeah, and the fact that you have a friend that is coming, taking the baby out to take a look at it, it's a boy. I don't think that's really part of the my gosh, what is that opening up my stomach? But I do think that the anxiety that it brings is so there's something about responsibility you're trying to work out in your subconscious that
Trying to
is
birth.
Hate responsibility.
so
We're
maybe
working on obedience.
you've got some
Yeah.
things that are on your plate that you're going, I don't know if I like having this much. And you're
That's a
trying
good
to work it out,
interpretation.
or you're trying to get out of it like somebody taking it out of you.
yes.
But then they put it back in.
They put it back in
Yeah.
saying, nope, you can't.
stuck with
No,
it.
yeah, you're stuck with it. Yeah.
Kyle,
Kyle,
knock it
I
off.
hate this. He just did one Allie Hoffman cat.
Stop.
What? Oh, look at how athletic I am,
That
though.
one.
Guys, you cannot say that I'm not athletic.
Why do you have baloney for a face?
Oh, bottom right.
No.
Bottom right.
Can't help it. Can't help
Wow,
it. Listen,
horsewoman.
Doesn't matter.
That's right.
No, you survived a house fire.
Every single one of them, I'm athletic.
Kyle, stop.
Thank you very much. Let's give it up for me.
We're done. We're done with
So
that.
another thing in the news we have to comment on because people have been sending this to me is DFW runs low on Topo Chico.
Okay,
Yeah.
I experienced this firsthand on
too.
Saturday.
I can tell you why.
Me too. Why?
I went and they no Topo Chico.
You've got an entire wall.
Well-
full
Oh,
of
because of this?
Yeah.
Well, those are empty.
Oh.
we drank all those.
So look at that.
So my theory is that, I don't know if you know this, Mike, but the water, it comes out of the ground carbonated. It comes from Monterey, and it was known as a miraculous...
Monterey, Mexico, or
Yeah,
California?
Monterey, Mexico.
Okay.
And it's a miraculous water. That's why the image here...
What?
The image here is of a woman of a woman drinking of the healing waters. Yeah.
So
And
the miracle's done?
the miracle's done.
Well, if there's no more
Oh,
to the
yeah.
cheetahs coming?
I'm not an end times. I don't believe in this.
I don't think
end
it's
times thing.
carbonated when it comes out of the ground. I think it's got minerals in it.
No. It's carbonate. It comes out and then they just bottle it at the
How do you
source.
carbonate it?
You
how does
don't.
it
You
come,
can't.
Well, how's it come up carbonated?
CO2.
I don't know. I'm not God.
Well,
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
a first.
Oh, yeah.
That's a
now-
first.
so
I
you're
think we've got it on
Okay.
recorded.
Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, you're not an end times guy.
Well, I'm just saying I'm not. I don't think
Doomsday
that
or that's not a
is a
sign
of the end times.
Oh, no, I feel
So
like we're in
this
the
brings
end
up a
times.
good
Do
question
you
that
think it's end times?
Oh no, I just always say I think it's funny because there eventually will.
I
be
believe
an
that
end
there
time.
will be an end time.
Yeah.
Is it now?
Yeah.
That's what this
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Sure.
that brings up a good question though that I wrote on the show notes, which is, should we start doomsday prepping?
Why would you
What do you
think
guys
that?
think?
I know people who
What do you mean? Well, describe doomsday. Like, what would we be preparing for?
I don't know.
Because sometimes it's so apocalyptic. There's nothing you can do. So
Yeah.
just
Well,
start kissing your
I
neighbors
have-
is what I should do. Right
Just
now.
kiss everyone.
Kiss
It
everyone.
doesn't matter.
I have
Why are you
a
holding back
client
on the kisses?
who called me and she said, I'm a Bible believing Christian and I know this is the beginning of the end times and the stock market, it's going to crash. It's going to be worse than anything we ever saw.
And
So she took out all her money?
and she's
or?
a Southern woman.
Yeah.
Evidently,
Well, Texas.
she's Croatian. So
yeah.
by
so-
the accent, she's definitely Croatian.
Okay.
Yeah. Surprised you didn't catch
What'd
that.
you say to her?
Ma'am?
This is a Wendy's.
This
sorry, I
is in
got the
between
wrong
the
number.
frosty and the number
Talking
2,
about, yeah.
the large fry.
I said,
Respectfully.
this isn't going to give it away, but this woman has only 10% of her whole portfolio that's even like in the stock market at all.
Chump change.
And so I said, listen, realistically, only a small percentage of your portfolio is even connected with the stock market. And if that happens, we're all going to have much bigger fish to fry because we're going to be like trading our clothing for food. So
get a lot of
Why
clothes
shop at
now.
Nordstrom's?
yeah. Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, what can you say? But so
How'd she receive that?
she
Actually, let's do it. Michael, you be Brittany, and Brittany, you be the. And then show us how. So Michael, you're gonna
So
you're gonna be
he's the
Brittany.
financial
So
planner
Michael,
now?
you're gonna be the country because you're so good at the country accent. And Michael, you be Brittany, kind of like calming down this financial.
Calm down.
Yeah.
That's how I picture Brittany.
Oh,
Okay,
that's in her head.
How did she receive?
Yeah, that's
so
in your
Michael,
head.
you tell
Yeah.
her, you're gonna be trading clothes for blah blah. blah.
Yeah. Well, if it's the end times, I think it will probably be dealing with much bigger issues, and we may be trading our clothes for food. So.
Yeah, but I just can't believe that you guys would put some of my money in something that could lose money, and I think I just need to pull it all out because I just really can't handle. I had $88,000 in here, and now it's $86,000, and I just can't handle that.
I think finding the level of comfort that you're willing to deal with is very, very important to let us know. As a financial planner, I want to make sure I'm working for you. I can tell you what's that?
Fidelity.
No,
Oh, sorry.
Cut that.
Yeah.
At Felicity.
Felicity. Yeah.
What's your competitor?
I will
was
tell you
really
this.
good.
Say here
we agree
at-
with you. You should you should run for the hills.
Brittany would be like, I agree.
I've taken all my money out.
Yeah.
I bought bullion.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking gold. I'm talking chicken bullion. Lots of it because it's going to come in handy. I got shelves
and
of
you
it.
know
What do
what?
you use
It's
that
gonna
for?
be delicious.
It's going to be delicious.
What
We
can
need
you
to
use
season
chicken
it.
bouillon
You
For
can-
everything.
Oh,
Chicken
really?
noodle soup.
My dad
Absolutely.
has a stick that's like
I have
like
a survival stick.
a survival stick.
It's my bug out stick.
So okay, that's the answer
Tell
to
me
the
more.
question. Though.
Explain it.
Are we gonna be doomsday preppers? Should we get chicken bouillon
Well, here's the deal.
to make soup?
When you think of doomsday, it's kind of like the level of, is it the end times? And the answer is, well, what if it is? Are
Yeah.
you scared? Do you
I
have
hope
your
it
soul?
is.
Do you have your soul right with God?
Literally,
You
yeah.
should start
Like,
there.
take your soul
I
right
got a
with
great
God.
We
story.
went to confession this week, so
So
we're
the
good.
other day, we started a program at the church with security. And so for the last couple of months, we've got the security program going with the church because a lot of things have been happening focused on the church that we want to be ready for just in case something happens. But we've always been ready just in case somebody has a stroke or a lot of heat stuff. And we're ready, medical, security, all that good stuff. But there was one elderly lady that came up to me and she goes, Michael, I've saw on eBay, the wands they use at the airports, the hand wands?
Yeah.
Yes, they're on sale. You tell me how many you want, I'm going to buy them for the church.
And they detect.
Any metal. Any metal.
Well,
She goes,
I've
well,
seen
the
The
big ones
Office.
that you walk through, there's like $5,000. But these are on sale, and I will get you as many as you need. How many do you need?
Okay.
And I'm like, You want us to?
We're gonna wand.
We're gonna
everyone.
wand everyone that comes to church. We're gonna. Yeah.
I know it's not your hip.
Yeah, it's like, can you imagine?
You liar, Eloise.
You've been randomly selected. If you would just kind of welcome to St. Catherine's. Come on in.
Yeah.
So we had to talk about it. I go, wow. We're not creating Fort Catherine. We're not doing that. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're about.
It's not an airport.
I appreciate that. No, it's not an airport. And my big concern is, what are you concerned about? Well, you never know. I don't want to die. And I go, well, maybe you should deal with that.
Yeah.
Maybe you should get that right.
How'd she handle it?
She was like, I know. I go, no, yeah, we're not going to be wanding people at church.
Yeah, I do want to die.
Now,
But as far as doomsday, it's about being a good servant with your
Come back,
stuff.
Jesus, we hate it here.
So my thing is like, is the stock market going to crash? It's like, well, you should be asking that question. You should ask that question all the time. So
Yeah.
what are you going to do with your money and your investments?
Like a plan-
I personally, I would rather have hard assets right now.
Hard assets.
So I would like to.
Stop it.
That's what we just said.
Stop
That
it.
we all want
Yeah,
to have
let's
that.
get physical.
let's get hard.
hard.
Comes full
hard
circle.
assets.
But you need
Get the machine.
your point is like you need a plan B.
You need a plan. You absolutely
Yeah.
need a plan. Do we have extra food? Yes, we do.
Yep.
Do we have stuff
We
that
got
we could
a
live on
whole
for 6
pound
months
of
to yeah?
beans
I will
and
tell
sugar?
you. Yes, I think we told the story last time, but it's good for repeating. When we had the first pandemic, when pandemic first hit, I was on a trip. Allie gives me a call.
Which
Dad,
pandemic?
The first one.
This one.
So the big
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
The black-
in
not
our
the-
lives.
Not the Black Plague.
No, not the
Not
black
the Black
plague.
Plague.
The COVID.
That
that
was
was
in the
earlier.
1900s.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
they said the
1666
first pandemic.
actually.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
Yeah.
bubonic plague. But but the wow.
Rats.
College.
Okay.
I don't
Stay
know.
in school, kids.
Stay in school. Kind of. Maybe.
Was the first plague water?
Something, yeah.
No, I think the
Why
first
was there a plague?
Or was it
Locusts.
I don't know about the
more-
plague.
There was a lot of it. It plagued us.
No, yeah, the first one was
Plagued me.
The first one was water into blood.
No.
The
The first
Nile.
No.
He's
The
saying
first
before that.
plague, like
He's saying Noah.
so, like
No,
Noah's
I'm
Ark.
thinking
like-
Moses.
Yeah, she's thinking Noah, Moses.
Remember?
The
I
10
thought
plagues.
we were talking
Noah
about the
is
plagues.
before Moses.
I know, but I thought
So
the
Allie
first
gives me a call on the
plague-
plane. She says, "Hey, have you heard of this COVID thing?" I went, "No." She's going, "You better check it out. It's getting kind of crazy around here." So I land and I said, "Okay, I'll check it out."
You better
And
check
it was
it out.
like, this is nothing. But the next day she calls me. She goes, "No, seriously, are we doing anything? Because everybody's buying stuff." I'm going, "Really?"
It's like, should we think about
should we
getting
be?
more stuff?
I don't know. If we should be thinking about it. So I get a list of things. I looked up on the internet. What do you do? What should you have? Just in case it hits the fan.
Smart.
What should you have? So I bring a list and I go to Costco. And sure enough,
All
the
those
place is
things.
packed, and nobody has a cart. They've all got the big
Everyone
pushing
has the
things
list.
stacked. Everybody's got a list.
The same
I can't
list.
get this. I can't get this. I walk up to the pharmacy area. I get halfway down the aisle. She's looking right at me, and I'm about halfway down. I'm maybe 10 feet away. She goes, "No," and I went,
No penicillin.
"What?" She goes, "We have nothing." I go, "So people have been asking." She goes, "Yes." I go, "Do you have this?" She goes, "We have nothing. We literally have no. Whatever we got, it's out there, but everything's gone." I'm like, "Oh!" So then I start to panic.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get. Oh my gosh, we're late. We're gonna have
toilet
nothing.
paper.
Yeah.
We have nothing.
Yeah.
So the only thing that I got on the list was sugar because we could probably barter with it if things because this is real. It's happening,
Yeah.
people.
People are going to go through withdrawals.
It's happening.
They're gonna need it.
So I bought 25 pounds of sugar.
And beans.
And beans. I
got
did get
beans.
beans. I
We
got
did get
beans and
beans.
sugar.
Yeah.
And that was it. At Costco.
Yeah.
Picked clean.
Yeah.
No toilet paper to be had.
Hey,
and
speaking
I
of-
bought
You know how you
25
can
pounds. I still have it,
avoid.
by the way, if anybody needs
You
it.
know how you can avoid having to barter for toilet paper? Get a bidet.
Get a bidet. It goes full circle.
You don't
can't-
need any toilet paper.
I've really been
You've
thinking
got to
about
dry
that.
off. What do you just hang dry? I understand. What's the point?
It doesn't,
Drip dry.
Yeah, it
Do you
doesn't
drip dry?
soak
Drip
you,
dry.
right?
I think, in the words of Brittany, we'll have bigger fish to fry in our
just
toilet paper
drip dry.
situation.
Yeah.
It does make you that did make you realize how weak our distribution and
How
like, all-
close
like-
we are to
like-
total
Yeah,
breakdown.
like
Total
to the
breakdown.
apocalypse.
Yeah.
Like the
Talk about
system.
the Suez Canal. The
Oh,
little thing
yeah.
getting
The
stuck.
Suez Canal?
The
Suez.
Suez Canal with the ship.
We talked about that
being
on the show, remember?
there.
Yeah, the ship.
What about that?
Remember the ship?
I remember.
It, like,
Blocked
stopped
the
things?
Suez.
I remember. I'm trying to figure out why you
blocked
brought it
Well,
up.
why don't you just pay attention
No,
to
I'm
the
just
news
asking
and
why
then-
did you bring it up?
Oh, the shipping thing. It ruins supply chain.
Oh, supply
Supply
chain.
chain.
Supply chain. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it does.
How did that?
Speaking
Thank you,
of people
Kyle.
who
K-Nation for
Kyle.
life.
speaking of people who have a lot of carbon emissions personally,
And I like to apologize.
how do you guys feel about did you guys see the recent article about the celebrities and their private jet usage?
I did see
Whoa!
that.
No, what is this? What's that?
Taylor Swift's the worst. I've been saying
Taylor
it for
Swift.
years.
Taylor Swift.
saying
is
that
the
for
Can you pull
worst.
this up, Kyle? Like what?
I just put it as
What
a
does it
bullet
mean?
point, but Taylor Swift had like 170 flights on her private jet so far this year. And so everyone's saying, okay, these celebrities who are vocal about climate change, etc., like you have no leg to stand on because you literally by yourself emit more carbon than like thousands of people.
And it's usually like
Someone
pretty,
read this.
sometimes it's like really short.
Someone read like
flights.
how much.
So Taylor Swift, well, okay, all of this started, I'll say, when there was this picture that Kylie Jenner posted on her Instagram of her and her partner, Travis Scott, with both of their private jets. And the caption was like,
should we take your jet or mine?
and so people were like, and people were looking
like a
up,
blatant-
you can like show the like you can track their flight of like how
Flight paths and
paths
flight
and stuff.
times.
And so there was a bunch of flights that they saw where it was like a 3-minute flight
or 17-minute flight.
Yeah, like
and it's like, so then
all of
people have been
that.
joking, like they'll take a picture of a plane in the sky and be like, oh look, it's Taylor going to Starbucks.
So that started this conversation. Well, then someone made this list of actually the celebrities
Like carbon
who
emissions.
have the worst carbon emissions.
Yeah.
And Kylie Jenner wasn't even in the top 10. That was a big thing.
So Taylor Swift was the top?
Taylor
Yeah.
Swift was the number one.
Yeah.
And people are arguing, well, she has houses all over the world or whatever, but then you can look at flight patterns and like the
Yeah.
different flights,
Right.
whatever. And a lot of them are super short or they're just super like why you could have just
like
driven
a lot
like
of her
40 minutes and have been fine.
Her flights, think about it, like how far can a 17-minute flight really get you? Like just get in the car.
Yeah.
Just take
But
a
like,
car.
isn't this kind of? I mean, like the morality of the super wealthy
Well,
rich.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's like they have it, they can do it.
Right.
Like
Exactly. Well, then people, they're angry because then it's just hypocrisy of like all these people fighting climate control
Right,
and all
right.
this stuff. And like, we get it, but then you're up against,
well, like a lot.
it's the same thing.
With a lot of these types of things, though, I always think of it on like a spectrum because I'm sure I am Taylor Swift to someone in the world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like someone looks up to my wealth
Well,
level.
you live in America.
Oh,
You're one of
right.
the wealthy
Yeah,
people in
like
the world.
someone in the
Absolutely.
world looks up to my
Yeah.
life situation.
So
and
at
is
what
like,
point is like immoral?
like really, you had to have Amazon deliver on a truck.
or you had to DoorDash your
basically
lunch again.
cardboard wrapped in paper, wrapped in plastic, wrapped in cardboard,
Right.
which is like when I order toilet paper to get
Yeah.
delivered on a diesel truck when I
Yeah.
could have just like, or like
Gone to get
DoorDash.
it.
Oh yeah, we're all
So-
Or use a bidet.
hypocritical.
So, but like, it's interesting though. Like, why? Like, is it a moral question? Like, should Taylor Swift not do this? Like, she has the money to do it. She has
I think from the celebrity's perspective, they're thinking like, well, my time is valuable.
yeah.
And so then it also begs the question of like, well, why is your time to you so much more valuable than the well-being of the future generations?
But also, it's no one's like. I mean, the public opinion has no right to tell Taylor how to make that decision, right?
I think it's interesting though when people, and I don't know if Taylor Swift necessarily has come out like as super against climate control.
Someone said that she was lending her jet to other people, so it's not just her.
Yeah, but like if I come out against climate control, but I'm driving a car, and people in
No,
another
that's what
country
I'm-
are
that's
like,
what
"Why
I'm-
do you drive a car? You can just walk to like I live a mile away," and people are like, I can walk
What
to.
I'm saying though is that I don't know if Taylor Swift necessarily, but if people are really, it's almost like, okay, you're telling me to do this, but then your life says something completely different. So do you
Yeah.
actually believe this? So it's not to say even about, it
Yeah,
could be
like
about
people
anything.
who are super supportive of like the Green New Deal and stuff like that, and they're like, vote for AOC's policy, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I mean, and then they're gonna be top of the list of.
But
like,
do you think Taylor Swift could ride
Coach?
coach on on a Delta flight?
I don't think it's necessarily, I think it's just, man, if I don't know, I think, and I'm speaking this about myself because I say things
Speaking about
and then
yourself,
I do,
please.
well, then I do things that are completely opposite all the time. So I think it's more of like a moral question of like, do we actually mean what we say? Do we
Yeah.
actually believe in the things that we say? Or is some of it just because it makes us sound better, it makes us look better, it makes us whatever,
Right.
but our lives don't actually emulate what we say?
I agree that that's the question. I'm just wondering, like,
Should Taylor
does
ride Coach?
Taylor? Yeah, like Taylor has no other she might
mean,
not have any other
That's
option.
what I thought though too. Like,
I do think it's a good thing to do to examine your own life, and if you come out at the top of a list like this, to do things that you can to be more sustainable for future generations and for the climate and all that kind of stuff. Like I think if it were me, on one hand, you could take the position and say, well, I have enough money, so screw all of you guys. I'm going to go to space and use a bunch of, whatever.
Yeah,
or you can say, oh, okay, actually, I don't want to be at the top of this list. This is kind of embarrassing. What can I do personally to reduce my carbon footprint?
Thoughts?
Oh, you brought up so many good things. I stay very quiet on these types of things, except I think one of the biggest issues is it's not let's take a look at Taylor Swift, but one of the things that it was really about this is the cancel culture, which I'm totally against, and that is we have to take down Taylor Swift because she's a hypocrite, and the answer is, well, you're a hypocrite if you're on the stage saying we need to you guys are, if she's yelling at everybody else for not doing their part in the world, and then having to take a look at her life and go, look at the choices that you're making. It shows the hypocrisy of the cancel culture. I do think that the question should be asked all the time as to what we should do to do our part. However, can Taylor Swift go coach? The answer is no. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
She'd be thronged. She would have a moment's peace. It would be ridiculous.
Like borderline unsafe.
Yeah.
for her.
Absolutely,
She also
borderline
doesn't have
unsafe.
to take a 17-minute flight.
Why?
Because a car reduces a lot less.
So how many 17-minute flights should she reduce in order for you to feel good that she's
7.
reducing the footprint?
At least 7.
Yeah, see, but
At least.
and that's the
But
thing
that's
is,
what's tough, yeah.
it's like people go, oh my gosh, we should get all these electric cars. Well, you know what it takes to make an electric car? Do you know how much natural resources have to be taken to make an electric car and a battery?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't do anything. Do you know what type of diesel engines, what type of coal fuel needs to electrify and charge an electric car?
Yeah.
I think there was a statistic I saw the other day that if we're going to overnight charge your electric car, that's the same power that would take to charge like 42 refrigerators.
Dang.
So if you're looking at, people look at this as black and white, and the answer is not black and white.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is that we're the thing that gets me about Taylor Swift is she has been outspoken on many, many things. Yeah. And what you have to watch out for is hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Which is, this is bad and this is terrible, and yet look at the life that you're living.
Well, I also think
should she take coach? Absolutely not. No, she should not.
And
If I was on a
17-minute
flight,
flights?
and I wouldn't want Taylor to be on my flight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as
you
me.
would not get a moment's of peace.
Well, no. What I'm saying, yes, because she finds me attractive and she wants to be with me.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is,
I'm
like,
trying to sleep.
She never called.
But like,
I'm trying to
imagine
get my
trying to
peanuts.
get off a flight with Taylor Swift on the
Right,
like. It would just be chaos. Like, you wouldn't even
But
want to.
I think in these situations too, I think just having the knowledge, I think it takes someone to just being able to examine your own life and make decisions instead of us saying you should only take this many type of 17-minute flights, because that does nothing. Instead of like having the humility to look at your own life and be like, okay, where am I hypocritical, or where am I, like, just examining it. And I think that moral line in people, I think, is all
and
over
to
the
me,
place.
this is what we have to keep fighting about America. And I'm sorry this is going to be really weird, but I believe this is exactly why we are who we are. Is if and we're losing it, and that's why we have to fight it. Is that we have changed so much since the beginning. Yeah. We have changed so much. I don't believe that we have a systemic, but I'm an old white guy, so I can't talk. But I can't say this, but I do not believe that we have a systemically racist, systemically problematic system. We have changed so much. We have come so far, and we will continue to grow. And so when we ask these questions, how do we become as responsible as we possibly can, doing for the future and everything else? But it's not black and white, and it's not what we foster is the creativity in the evolution of ideas, in the evolution of doing things for the betterment of the country. And the fact that we're constantly bringing up the topic of the future and the country and the planet itself is, to me, that's what needs to be fostered. It doesn't mean that just because you have money you're bad and you're destroying the earth. If she takes 17 flights or 17-minute flights, I'm not going to examine your life to say if there's a reason for 17-minute flights. But I love the fact that we're constantly bringing up the idea of what's best for the world, and we're moving in that direction. That's why the invention and the support of less diesel fuels, more electric. How is that working out? Is it a good swap right now? No, we're not ready for it yet.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
But we're moving forward.
Right now we're little demon
50
child.
years from now, now it's going to be completely different. And if we band together and instead of the cancel culture, we have a better chance of going on. That's why Taylor Swift, if you're out there and you're getting heat for this, that's the type of heat that you give when you are on shows and you're knocking somebody else down because you think that their policies are not the policies that should be.
Yeah.
You know, you get involved, make it happen, make the change, keep it
vote.
going, conversations. But the whole cancel thing is just
because you don't
Also,
believe what I
Taylor,
believe.
also, Taylor, I just
Yeah.
want to say, Taylor, I will return your calls. I know I've been kind of
I mean,
busy,
she's
but
with someone.
it reminds me of Creflo Dollar was this like famous pastor who was like raising all this money for a private jet, and he had to get a new private jet. Or there's like pastors that
There's
have
been a lot of people like
pastors
that,
have
yeah.
these private jets where it's like, and there actually was a bishop in California, and I remember another priest saying like, actually I understand it because the traffic in California, just like he's in this huge diocese, he's supposed to do all these confirmations, and he has to sit in traffic for 4 hours just to get 30 minutes away.
Well, it's like our friend that we had on the show who takes pictures of preachers in sneakers.
Oh
Ben.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Preachers and sneakers.
And it's all these. His whole Instagram is pictures of Protestant preachers, usually,
But
with really expensive clothes
Yeah.
on, and it's the same thing, right?
But I think what's interesting is like when you convince I think what everyone doesn't want is to convince themselves of something that is ridiculous. Like some of these pastors that are convincing themselves that they need these jets, and it's like, do you really?
I have a problem with him saying, God told me to get a jet. God told me that you need to help me get a
God
jet.
told me I can't be in a demon tube.
It reminds me of an interesting
they call them.
story of Benjamin Franklin. At one point,
He wanted a jet?
Yeah, he wanted a jet,
Yep.
and he said,
He's like, I don't even know
"Can
what
you
that
have a
is,
jet?"
but
and
I
I was
want
like,
one.
I'll buy you one.
Okay.
He decided he was going to go vegan, I guess, like not eat any animal products. Then he got on this long cruise. He got on a voyage on a boat, and he got really hungry, and these sailors or whatever are catching fish and cooking them, and he's smelling this delicious fish, and he's like the second thinking his thoughts, right, his beliefs, right. And at one point he sees a sailor bring this big fish over and cut its belly open, and it has all these other fish in it, and he thinks to himself, he says, man, these fish are eating other fish in the ocean. If I eat this type of fish, I'm actually saving other fish.
Oh gosh.
And so he talked himself into like, well, but these fish I can eat because I'm thereby saving these other fish. And then realizing later, once he made it to land, like how easy it is to convince yourself out of some type of belief to justify it. And I think that's why people get weird about this, is because like you have to trust that someone else is making the right decision. Like Taylor Swift isn't just being Benjamin Franklin and being like, well, a flight, but like you have to trust that someone else is actually making a responsible decision, and we don't like the idea of someone just being frivolous with these resources.
And it's funny because I think I saw a lot of responses too of people are like, oh, they can do this, but I have to have like a paper straw that disintegrates in my cup to save the turtles. And so it's like that.
Otherwise I will be fined.
Well, and it's sort of like BP on Instagram. They they posted like, what are you doing to reduce carbon emissions or something? And someone said like, not dumping millions of barrels of oil in the Gulf of Mexico. That's what I'm doing. Like, what are you doing?
I'm highly participating in that.
That's rich, right? To like for BP to ask us.
Right.
Like what we're doing. Come on.
Yeah.
But I mean, in a sense, if these celebrities, and I don't know which ones are like super pro,
fighting
climate change or whatever. But like if they're the ones saying like vote for these policies and give money to these organizations and stuff like that, isn't that kind of like BP asking us what we're gonna do?
Yeah, but also, and I'm not defending BP, but I have family that works in the industry, and BP being one of them. And what a lot of people don't know is they know the accidents.
Yeah.
We've had a few accidents. Valdez, we had the Gulf of Mexico, accidents that have happened. But for the most part, the institution of drilling for oil and dealing with oil is probably one of the most cleanest in the world. And the jobs they do to not have accidents and oil and things like that is so regulated and so strong, especially like above the Arctic Circle. Everybody's preparing, oh my gosh, we're going to ruin the... And the answer is no, we're not, actually. But we look at the accidents that are horrific and should never have... I mean, it's that whole thing of we take this one thing and we demonize everything. Just like we look at this one incident with Hollywood and we demonize all Hollywood stars.
That everyone's in one camp or the other.
Everybody's in one camp or the other, or that we know their entire thing. I don't know what's causing Taylor Swift to to do the things. I do know that
really
she's got
likes
more money
these
than
baguettes. So.
Yeah, I think it's the baguettes.
Yeah.
And if we just
Quick
got rid of
trip.
baguettes.
Quick trip.
We should bring up a Russian court has found WNBA star Brittany. Is it Brittany Griner, Kyle?
Yeah.
Brittany Griner, guilty of drug smuggling with criminal intent and been sentenced to 9 years in Russian prison.
Scary.
Very
If
scary.
that was like,
That's terrifying.
because what didn't something like she
Pray
did
for you,
like
Brittany.
she said she was putting like packing really fast. It was like point like less than something.
Now,
That's-
this isn't as bad as there's one country. I forget the country. It's not Taiwan. There's one country where if they find you with drugs, they just kill you.
what?
Yeah,
Oh
it was.
my God.
It was literally a sign. Father,
you.
Kyle's shaking his head.
the pastor, Father Flynn was telling me about this. You get off the flight.
Allie, have you ever brought illegal drugs on a plane?
I don't know. I
On
could be
occasion.
weird. I don't know. Have I?
On occasion.
You can't say it's frightening.
How do you know that, Kyle? My dad's on the show. I can't.
She does illegal drugs.
Wait a minute, what do you know,
Who
Kyle?
does? Kyle? No, Brittany.
Brittany Griner had illegal drugs on her person. She knows she does it.
Well, they're
she
legal-
tried to present her medical marijuana card to say it was okay, but that doesn't work in Russia. So you can't say it's
Yeah.
frightening if you would never ever do it. That's ridiculous.
Well, I say
my
that
understanding
now.
is that the drugs were legal in the US.
But she wasn't. She was in
But
Russia.
She was
yeah,
in
and that's a
Russia.
good question, right? It's like, okay, I get
Kyle has
that.
opinions.
I get that you are saying you packed quickly, you made a mistake, whatever. But like, you know how like neurotic it. I mean, I just think of myself and how much anxiety I get when I'm traveling, and especially when I'm going Europe or places that I don't know the customs.
you like triple check.
You're gonna triple check that stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're gonna million quadruple check
There's
to
no
make sure
way
you're not
it
bringing
got
drugs to
into
Russia.
She got it in Russia.
Oh, you think so? Hot take.
Oh, you think she got it
Kyle
in
thinks she
Russia?
got it in
Russia.
Russia.
Check your stuff when
Yeah.
you fly overseas. Not to
Well, I
mention-
thought
it
that's
in
how they found
Russia.
it.
This
I
is-
thought
found it in Russia. If they found it in America, she wouldn't get on the
no,
I thought it was
they
legal
don't
in
check
America.
they don't check your bags until you get to customs in the other country.
I'll look it up.
No,
Okay.
I've done enough international travel. I
Yeah,
know
was
that's
she
true.
busted going into Russia?
If she was busted going into Russia,
I thought so.
but
Oh wait, no. Was she already in Russia?
if she was already in Russia, that's a whole other. Then Kyle's thought might be plausible.
So it's in the Philippines. More than 7,000 people were killed in the war on drugs in the Philippines between 2016 and 2017 under instruction of the country's president. He ordered the police forces to kill anyone they believed to be connected with drug trade.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And I'm pretty sure it was
sentence.
either the Philippines or somewhere else where Father Flynn was telling me, like, you get off the plane and literally there's a sign where it's like, if you do drugs, we will
Drop 'em
execute
here.
you. And it,
In this bucket.
no, and it's like
Throw
in
'em away
multiple
here.
languages where it's like, if you are caught here doing drugs,
Yeah.
we will execute you.
Oh my god.
It's crazy.
Wow.
But it's interesting though, the idea, like if you're if you're from a foreign country, because the idea is that Heather Grimes or what was it?
Brittany.
Brittany Grimes. The idea is like, have sympathy on me. Like I made a
No.
mistake. I'm from a foreign country. And it's like, well, these are the rules here.
Yeah. No, I mean, you have to abide by that country's laws. Like, there's no, not. I think being ignorant of the laws is your own responsibility.
Yeah.
Well,
wait.
ignorance is not an excuse.
well,
Right.
wait. Did
Yeah.
Kyle say she was
Yeah, she was going.
No, she was going into Russia. She had been to Russia before. She had played in this league before.
Yeah, it's like
She knew the rules. I just don't have a ton of sympathy for people who
Yeah.
break the law. Because everyone says, oh, if LeBron had done it, it would have been different.
I don't think so.
You're not LeBron.
It's
I don't
Russia.
think so. Yeah.
It's
Brittany,
Russia.
you're not
I really
Yeah,
don't
and you're not
think
LeBron.
so.
And especially
Yeah.
during this time, bad timing. If you're
Yeah,
gonna,
really
if you're
bad
gonna,
timing.
If you're
God, no.
going
If
to,
you're-
yeah, if you're going
if
into
you're gonna
Russia,
take a
you would be
chance
like,
on them being
war,
loosey-goosey
Right.
on the laws
and now,
with an
they're
American,
talking
I don't
about
think
having
so.
to release one of our Russian prisoners
Yeah.
for her
The
to get her
merchant
back.
Yeah, the merchant
Yeah.
of death. Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, but at the same time, I think we can all agree 9 years is a very harsh sentence.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm terrified for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's already been in there like 10 months
hand.
or something.
yeah, that
she's
is
been dealt a bad hand.
And
But holy cow.
5 months and like fined however much money.
Did you guys ever watch The Americans? I tried to make Ellie
Yes,
watch
yeah.
some of it.
Yeah, yeah.
There's one scene where this girl gets convicted of it's a good show. It's very inappropriate. If you don't like that kind of thing, don't watch it.
Wait, it's not that inappropriate.
Is that your record?
No.
It's not that inappropriate of a show.
God, we're gonna.
Yeah.
It's pretty good for TV.
No.
Like TV ratings.
I think it's rated
Anyways,
R.
okay.
Anyway, at one point though, there's a there's a person that gets convicted in Russia of working for the Americans, and they read her sentence and they're like, you have been found guilty of espionage, whatever, and you will be sentenced to execution, carried out now, and they shoot her right there.
And this is real.
Shocking. No,
This
it's not
is real. It's a real show.
It's a real show. Okay.
And then, oh my God, this is
Really happened.
It was a dramatized
snuff
show,
film.
Brittany.
It's a good show. You should watch it. Edmund, I tried to make him watch it, and he
I
watched
did. I watched a few
Wait,
episodes.
is that the one with Soviet
Yeah.
Philip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I watched a few episodes.
Oh, yeah, I made Allie watch a few episodes, too.
We're in a group chat called Philip's Fangirls.
Yeah, we're into Philip.
There's another friend that's in our group chat. So
This reminds me of a story I've wanted to tell on the show just for no reason other than I want to tell it. But I take all my kids to this chapel.
Has nothing to do with what I just said.
Broke my neck on that
It's my
transition.
daughter.
okay,
It's my daughter.
Okay.
Anyways, we do this routine once a week, pretty much, where I take them to this chapel, and it's Adoration Chapel, and there's a little kneeler, and we'll kind of like all pray, and then sometimes one of the kids will take a chant or take their turn going up and kneeling like directly in front of the monstrance. And it's just us in the chapel. And so this time, for whatever reason, my daughter Kateri, who's how old? Someone?
Four.
Okay.
Anyone?
She was like really into it, and so she was like calling everyone else. She was like, Noah, it's your turn, and like Noah went and knelt. Dominic, it's your turn, and then she was like, Daddy, it's our turn. And so me and her went up and we like knelt, and she like knelt there and like whatever, and then we went back, and then she started going through everyone again. But this time she was like, Daddy, it's your turn. And so I went up by myself, and I'm like kneeling there, and I'm like, hello, Jesus. I'm doing this,
So,
You didn't do
yeah.
anything?
So
Yeah.
only what I do when I pray, I'm just like, what's up, Jesus?
Sup?
What
I'm like, what's up, dog?
What's up, buddy?
And then, so I'm there, and then I hear Kateri from behind me say, "You're doing great," and I was like, "Huh?" And I like turned back, and she's like, You're doing great, Daddy. You're doing really good. You're doing great." And she like gives me like a
I love it when she does
thumbs
that.
up and a wink, and she like holds it. She goes, "You're doing great, Daddy." And like she was so encouraging of me.
Crawled like a little baby. You cried.
If I wasn't on so many antidepressants and anti-anxiety meds, I would have felt it.
Dr. Steve, can we get a
Adjustment
literally, it was one of those moments where I was like, for the rest of my life, when I go to pray, I'm gonna imagine Kateri behind me going, "You're doing great. You're doing great, Daddy." Like, it was very, very like it was a big deal.
Sweet.
It was crazy.
Kids are the best.
Sweet. Kids are the best.
Yeah.
Tell us tell them how great kids are.
Most of the children are
Those present and accounted for.
just the best.
Why don't you tell them how great
Life-changing.
I am?
Now,
You
if
were
you
so great they stopped
look,
after you.
of all of your kids, of all of your
They
kids,
stopped having girls after you.
That's right. We stopped having girls.
They couldn't have any more daughters.
Yeah, they're like, we're
now,
done.
how many kids do you have?
I have 4.
Okay, that
I
you
know
know of.
about.
So if you're captured by the Russians and you have to punch one of them in the face, you have
Oh, that's
to.
easy.
Joe?
Yeah, we all know. Let's say the
If
name
I
on
have to
3.
punch it,
1, 2, 3.
Mom.
Oh my God!
I knew I'd get the reaction. You have to understand, my wife has got a right hook on her.
Yeah, she'll take you out.
Yeah, we were
She'll
dating
go
and
like
she had me
this.
on the floorboards,
Yeah.
full fisted.
Now, Allie, if you had to, there was I forget which show this was, but they had a like the female person, she's just, and then there's the male lead who was like, and then the guys
Beauty and the
capture him,
Beast? Oh.
and then they have some type of surgical thing that removes skin. Like it was used for
kind
like
of shows
skin
do you
grafts and
watch?
stuff.
Okay.
I don't know, shows on like foreign sites, and so
The deep web?
Yeah, the deep web.
Well, we know the AI.
Now-
Very dark.
Okay.
If you had to choose between they capture us, you had to choose between Kyle and Brittany.
fillet?
That you have to start filleting their flesh, taking layer.
I would choose Brittany because I know she wants to die. Like she wants to meet Jesus now. And I would help you meet Jesus.
That's called assisted suicide.
Oh.
That's illegal.
But I know
Well,
that
but
you
yeah,
want.
it's
I know
either
that,
you or Kyle.
I know that you want to
What
go.
a sick game.
I know that you want to go. You're
What
like,
a
take me
sick,
now,
sick
Lord.
inventor.
And I want to
Yeah.
help her see Jesus.
That's nice of you.
Right now.
Just before you fillet me, just make sure I went to confession.
Yeah, I'll do that.
She would be sub-sucking while she did it, though.
Yeah, I would
She
cry
would be
very hard.
now I've also heard.
And then she'd do
I've
a
also-
lousy job and it'd drag way out.
Yeah, I probably would.
Now, I've also heard
riddled, just so you know.
Riddled.
I've also heard that the worst torture that they'll do is they won't torture you.
Loved
They'll
one.
torture your friend.
I
That would be the
couldn't.
worst.
I couldn't.
To me, that would be
Absolutely
absolute worst.
not.
Yeah.
Now, of all the people in this room, like who do you think you would last the longest if they were torturing
You. I said too fast.
That
Wait,
was
let me
so
think about
quick.
it. I'm just like sensing Edmonds. I'm good Edmonds. I'm pretty sure.
I'm feeling like a voice.
Oh yeah,
I didn't really think that. So
And I
wait a
don't
minute,
think
that
it's
you
my
would
own
last the
voice.
longest, that she'd take the longest with you?
No,
No,
I
like-
would be okay.
like-
I would be okay the longest.
Before she broke and was like, "Fine, I'll tell you all the secrets to where the nuclear
oh,
bombs are."
Sorry.
You know, like you start like she's gonna break right away.
instantly.
Of everyone in the
Before.
room,
Yeah,
you start getting
absolutely.
tortured, she's
Don't
breaking.
think so.
Yeah.
Kyle,
No, I would.
should
Yeah.
take a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Brittany should take a little bit.
Let's see what he can do.
Me?
Let's see what he can handle.
Hours.
Come on, you
I
can
don't
take
think
a little
you
more.
missed a spot
You
right
can
there.
take a little more.
Strong?
Yeah.
He's not even close to breaking.
His
Go ahead.
ears are
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I had to pray.
You wanted a smaller nose anyway.
I had
Yeah.
to pray in Our Father for the most annoying person in my life as my penance.
And who'd you pick?
I picked
His name rhymes with
Schmedman.
Schmedman.
I don't get it.
Get it.
Michael, what do you want the people at home to know besides the love of country, down with communism?
I feel like I was very daddish this time.
Oh, it was great.
I
I
love
was
that.
very, very
You're always
conservative
before-
daddish.
Dad.
Before we started recording, he gave all of us like dad hugs. It was really comforting.
I think you needed it.
Except for me.
I just
Well, that's gonna. Well,
no,
y'all
after
kiss.
this, no, I need trauma.
Well, y'all kiss.
We did kiss.
Well,
No.
trauma, you're the most annoying person in Brittany. That's kind of traumatic.
No, but I need to be. You guys were sharing trauma, and then he gave a hug.
That's true.
Oh, we'll share trauma after.
I'm telling you a little story.
Please.
Because I always go in little stories.
Please, Dad.
I remember I had two of the kids, so we didn't have we only had two at the time, and they were in a stroller, and we were walking through one of the malls in California where I grew up, and we met. We were in a store, rhymes with peers, and. There was a historical woman. I'm sorry, hysterical woman. Not historical. So Betsy
She
Ross
was churning butter.
She was churning butter.
Olivia
and she
Newton-John.
was livid.
Going so
There was a woman who was literally hysterical, and she was just standing still, sobbing in the middle of the aisle. To where I walked up to her and said, "Are you okay?" She was not. "Are you okay?" She's going, "I can't find my boy. I can't find my boy."
Oh my gosh, nightmare.
And all of a sudden, it's real.
Yeah.
What's your boy's name? His name is Steven. He's about this big. He's got blonde hair. I can't find him. Well, who have you told? Is there anybody? She goes, "I can't get anybody to help me. I can't get anybody to help me." So I'm like, "Oh no!" So I grab the hand. I'm going, "Where's the manager? Where's the manager?" And there are people that are pointing in the back. So I bring her in the back. I said, "We were looking for a little boy. Can you shut the?" And we're in a mall. Can
Yeah.
you shut the store down? This is what he looks like. Everything else. And they're going, "Well, we're not allowed to do it." And I'm going, "You need
Absolutely
to get
not.
her on an intercom or get his name on the intercom. Do something." So he's like, "We'll take care of it, sir. Security's going to be called." So I go out and I'm looking for Steven. Where's Steven? I'm calling his name, Steven. And I walk into the mall, and across the hall of the mall, you get stores on both sides. There's a little boy sitting in front of a Woolworths, which was a store back in the day, and he's sitting in front watching TV. And he's blonde. He's a little boy. And I go walking up to him. I go, "Is your name Steven?" He looks at me. He goes, "Yeah." And there was a lady behind the counter, and she goes, "Is that the little boy they're looking for?" And she goes, and I go, "I think so." And she goes, "Yeah, he's been here for a while." I'm like, "You didn't say anything?"
Oh my gosh.
And so I bent down. I go, "Your mommy's looking for you, and you're in trouble, mister." So I pick him up. And I bring him back and to the woman. She's like hysterical. She's crying, and everybody's fine. We're taking care of it. I'm shaking. And as I'm walking by, there's two salespeople who are in a department store selling TVs. And there's you got the tile aisle, and then you've got the carpet, so there's that line, and their feet, I just remember their feet being right on the line. And they're walking by, and as I'm walking by them, they're going, "Thank you, sir, for getting involved." And I was so mad. I turned around, I said, "You guys couldn't do anything? You couldn't look for them?" And they said, "Well, we're not supposed to get involved."
What does that mean?
I lost it. Absolutely lost it in the middle of the store, and just coming down on everybody. And I don't know why I started telling this story.
No, it's because
dad hugs.
It's dad hugs.
Trauma,
but that's the
yeah.
thing is people don't. They're not going to touch a child. We can't touch him. She literally said, "I can't touch him." And these people were not allowed to get involved, and that's BS. Yes.
We need to be allowed to touch
Wait,
little boys.
Don't ruin the story. Don't you ruin the story.
Little boys.
Don't you ruin the
I want
story.
to touch a little boy.
Don't you be afraid to
if you
pick up
find a
Steven
little boy,
and bring him back to his mother. Do
touch a little
not
boy.
twist the story.
Now Edmund's everyone's most annoying person.
Do not twist the story.
Now we all have to pray
Me,
for him.
that's the motivational piece at the end. Is we are so afraid to get involved. We're so afraid to step in. We're so afraid to, you can't touch that little boy. I'm not weird. I'm picking him up to find his mother.
Isn't this called something when, like if someone's yelling "help, help," everyone assumes someone else is, and they train emergency
there's a word for
responders.
that.
Point to someone.
What's it called?
Bystander effect?
Bystander effect.
Yes.
I feel like you've given a talk on the bystander effect. I literally think I've heard you give a talk on the bystander effect.
The lesson was probably don't be a bystander.
Yeah, don't be a bystander.
Don't be afraid to get involved.
Yeah.
Get elbow deep in people's lives.
You know what? Absolutely.
That's accompaniment, right?
Stop being afraid to hug. It's just everybody's afraid of
someone
making it weird. Stop making it weird. It is okay to touch. It's not okay to touch inappropriately.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid.
Well, some people need to know that.
Some people need to be reminded. You're absolutely correct. But I refused. I told the story about the movie thing. I refused. I was in a fetal position for about a week after that, and then I started getting mad. Because that's what it made you do.
Yeah.
I'm not going outside anymore. I'm not being nice to people. You can't offer folks popcorn because it could be taken weird. I was almost arrested, and then I got ticked off.
Yeah.
Because all I saw was Satan there laughing at me, going, "I got him.
Yeah.
I got him." And then it was like, "Oh heck no!
Yep.
That is absolutely not." And so,
The blood of the
I will
Lamb.
get big dad and
Washed
loud
in
and
the
going,
blood
"I'm
of the
sorry."
Lamb.
Yeah, you can think it's weird but that's your own therapy. You go to therapy. I'll give you a hug.
Yeah.
And we do.
I'll give you a hug, and
We
you
do.
guys
We sure
absolutely,
do.
which
We
is a good thing.
Sure do.
Yeah.
Which
Go
is
to
a really
therapy.
good thing.
Go to
Well,
therapy.
this has been a great episode.
Should we do our recommendations?
Recommendations.
Oh, recommendations. Yeah.
Recommendations. Let me go
Kyle,
fast because I don't know what
Kyle?
you're doing.
We gotta do Rex.
Rex.
Got to do
We
Rex.
gotta do recommendations.
Okay.
Kyle, why don't you do your Rex on Michael's?
Show me what you're doing.
So I do
Kyle
mine
has 3.
movie, TV show, music
But
every
yours
time.
can be anything.
Just a
yours can be
recommendation.
Yours
anything
can
in
be
the
anything.
world.
Gotcha.
Movie, I'm gonna go with Waiting with Ryan Reynolds and Justin Long. I think it's very funny. It's a little crass. My sister hated it.
I
but
like Ryan Reynolds.
Takes place at a Bennigan's in Louisiana. My mom claims we've been
Bennigan's.
there. I don't know if it's true. Well, they call it shenanigans in the show.
Okay. Oh.
Music, I'm gonna go with Belua's The Coast Is Never Clear. I think it's an indie rock masterpiece off the Elephant Six vibe. If you know, you know. TV show, you guys are gonna hate me for this one. Yu Yu Hakusho. I know I've gotten back on my anime grind, and this show rocks. I love it. Please check it out, and if you do, let me know. Me and my girlfriend might be going as anime characters for Halloween. We're doing a 1-2 punch where if I make her dress up as something stupid like an anime character for like one night, she gets the costume the next night.
It can be whatever she wants.
Whatever she wants. Her current lead
I
is
hope she makes you be like a slutty nurse.
Stephanie, we have to talk.
no.
Stephanie,
Stephanie is way
Stephanie, I have
nicer than
some
that.
good
We have
ideas.
some
She wants me to
ideas.
be Santa Claus and she's Mrs. Claus. I was like, that's
No, we
a
can-
terrible
you can
idea.
slutty Santa Claus.
I'm not gonna be
Or a
slutty
slutty
Santa
elf.
Claus.
Yeah, you could be our slutty reindeer.
You could be a slutty elf.
A slutty
Slutty
snowman.
A slutty frosty.
Yeah, that's not where the carrot goes.
No.
That was way too quick. That was way too quick.
The most successful relationship.
Yeah, Kyle is.
All right,
Kyle's in a successful relationship.
Well, now
We're not really-
my dad. Yeah. Okay. So.
Okay, do you have yours yet?
No.
Okay.
I have mine.
Okay, go.
Okay.
So
Edmund just got back from the toilet
Yeah.
mine is.
where he found his wreck.
You know, I heard the Mike Hoffman say once, "Never let the audience know that your pants are ripped. You just let the whole audience know that I peed."
That you just.
Okay, so
And didn't wash your hands.
uglybooks.co. This is just kind of like this website that has really cool, different colored notebooks with different colored paper. And I ordered some. It's just interesting. It's like a small batch, little.
Have they come in yet?
Yeah. Kyle, if you can pull it up. Now it's interesting because you think that the cover has the Ugly Books on it, but that's just a see-through wrapper. Oh, this is like really cool, different colored size.
So they have
they're-
come in?
No, not yet.
And they're
they haven't come
unlined.
in yet.
I like the
unlined,
Oh,
different,
that's fun.
and some like that one's really big. So when you fold it out, so these are cool. Ugly Books. It's just an
look at
interesting,
those.
cool,
That's
little website. Uglybooks.co.
Cool.
Also, Polar on Netflix. I think it's what it's called.
Polar Express?
No. Very different. Polar with what's his name? Kyle.
Ryan Reynolds.
No.
Ryan
Matt
Gosling.
No.
Matt Damon?
Different. Keep going.
Ryan. Smith.
Oh,
Those are the only two
hair.
Ryans
Keep
that
going.
exist.
Ryan.
Polar. Yep. No. Far right. Far left.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, that guy. Very
Was
good.
not gonna
There's no
guess
Ryan
it.
at
Very
all.
good movie.
Yeah.
Lots
Yeah,
of
he's
torture,
no
just
Ryan.
like I like. So
What was the name of the
really
movie?
good. Polar.
Polar.
Really
Polar.
good.
Nice.
Okay.
Has to do a little bit with redemption. It's kind of like John Wick, but this guy is John Wick, and then with torture.
Okay.
I haven't
Lots
seen
of
that.
torture. So,
Okay.
anyways, and a little bit of love story. You're yawning. That's inappropriate.
I know. I'm
That's
tired.
offensive.
Sorry.
It's getting late.
Did you have your rec?
Only 45 minutes in.
Okay. Are we? Oh, I was like,
to be like,
no
no
way.
No, we're not.
No way.
3 days and 45 minutes.
Hour and a half. Wow, that's a
Okay,
good
my
one.
recommendation is texture spray.
Ooh.
If any girls out there have like straight hair, because I don't know how it would work on your hair, but it is just like a spray, and I don't have a specific brand that I'm repping yet. So any brands out there that want to send me your product, I'll try them. But you just spray your hair with it, and it will. If you're gonna use heat on your hair, like if you're gonna curl your hair, it's gonna make your curls last longer. Oh. And if you're not using heat, if you just want, it's gonna give you that like tousled look, like beach waves, beachy vibe. Anyway, use texture spray on your
what you
hair.
want, Michael.
You're gonna
Yeah.
want that.
That's what I want.
He has curly hair.
I do.
Okay, my recommendation, they're called Cloud Pillow Shoes. I don't know if Kyle wants to look those
Yeah,
up.
can you pull this up, Cloud
but
Pillow
you
Shoes?
see a lot of people wearing them, and I found them because one of my roommates she has very comfy just slide shoes for her house. And so I really wanted some, and I found these on Amazon. They are the most comfortable
They look
things.
like Crocs.
Really?
And you
What's
just
the
wear them
difference?
around the
Kinda
house?
Yes, they are so comfy. They're just super cushy. They're like my house shoes. They are so comfy.
These look like something you wear at a spa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And my house is my sanctuary, so
Aw.
it kind of feels like that's exactly they are so comfortable, and I wear them I got them in
Kanye
olive
made
green.
these.
Wow.
He probably has some, but man, I got mine for like $25 on Amazon.
Wow.
Well,
And-
you
And they
could've
were
gotten
amazing.
What a
Yeezys
hypocrite.
For $319.
what a hypocrite. You
No,
talk
I'm
about
not trying to save the planet.
you're trying
I'm
to
ready
save
to
the
go.
planet, and then you're
No,
ordering
I'm ready to
these
go. We're
pieces
ready.
of plastic
Hating.
on.
No, we're ready to go. So that's my recommendation: is Cloud Pillow shoes.
Well,
Wow,
guys,
that's excellent.
My dad
yeah.
has a recommendation.
Oh, go.
Well, now that I know the buzz, what's going on here, I have a couple of recommendations. My wife of 40 years.
40 years.
Wow.
40 years in
Yeah,
October.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
That's
She is not
amazing.
known for giving gifts. It's not her love language. No. One of my love languages is receiving gifts. So it's been challenging.
It has.
It's been challenging. So when she knocks it out of the park, it's a big deal. And I have to tell you, I do recommend two things. One is, and they kind of around the same genre, but I'm wearing them today.
Ooh.
Yes, they're called
shoe themed.
Yes,
Can you put your?
they're called,
can you?
they're
Can you
called
lift
Hey
your
Dudes.
Can you?
They're called Hey Dudes?
Hey Dudes. Hey Dudes.
Wow.
Okay.
Hey
Okay.
Dudes is a brand that is totally too
it's
hip
so
for me.
lightweight.
Very much too hip for me. It's you don't lace them up. It's more of a slipper, but it looks like a shoe. And they have cork in it, so they
wow.
mold to your feet like a Birkenstock.
Cool.
So when you slip them on, you don't need to tie them because they're like. They're form fitting, and they're literally the best shoe I've had in a long time.
Cool.
You wear them for everything. It's just they're too hip for me. So I really
She
like
got
it.
them for Father's Day. Your
I think so.
birthday?
One of those, Father's Day, birthday, something like that. It's around the same time. Yeah. So Hey Dudes is really
she gets
great.
very excited when she finds a good gift.
She's
Because
knocked it out of the park.
she knows that's
A bunch
not
of times.
her.
She really's
love
gotten really
language,
good. And then the other one that I really enjoy, I have to do it up again, is one of the best gifts I think I've ever given, and I'm not just blowing smoke, and that is my Saint socks.
Oh,
What are they called?
Sacrilegious.
Yeah,
Sock religious.
A lot of
Yeah.
people
pull
pull
those
those
up.
religious. Yeah.
Well, Allie for 1 year got me a subscription, so I got one
Oh,
every
that's
month,
cool.
and they came in every month.
That's a
I
good
love
gift.
them so much. I literally wear them whenever I look for somebody I'm trying to channel. Whenever those are literally my speaking socks. So if I'm going up on stage, I will have a saint with me.
Oh, that's
And depending
so
on what I'm trying to
sweet.
do, depending on what I'm trying to do, and
Yeah.
they are
We should-
just awesome.
We should start underwear religious, you know?
Well,
Underwear
I don't think they
religious,
want you to
that's
show
Good. Get
people
all
your
of the
underwear.
ideas out. Good. Good.
You know
But
what I mean?
just know they're always with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Just
Okay.
right
Well,
downstairs.
Close to your heart.
Oh,
Close
okay.
to your
Gird your loins.
That's right. Gird your loins
That's
with
what they
religious.
say. Gird your loins.
Gird your
That's
loins
right.
with St. Joseph.
Well, this has been a fantastic
That's great.
episode, Michael. Thanks for coming on.
I absolutely
Anytime.
adore
We
you
don't have to
people.
watch
Welcome
you
back
guys kiss more
anytime.
after this.
Next episode, we're going to debate with Brittany. She thinks the Holocaust was greatly over-exaggerated, and we're going to have an expert on to talk to her about that, so you guys can look forward to
Over-exaggerated.
that. Kyle, if you could just play us out. Thank you, everyone. Welcome.
I'm
the
gonna
show.
get canceled.
Yeah, no.
The show on Instagram and on social
one's
media.
gonna watch this
Also, go to drinkstudiocoffee.com. If you want to support us with an ad, just send us money in a mail in an envelope. And Kyle, is it playing or
Written check.
Okay.
the audio's dead? What does that mean?
Dead.
It's not playing.
Cut.
Oh, okay. Well,
Goodbye.
bye.
Come on,
My
give us a
worst
kiss.
sin is, oh my gosh. That's how you should have ended it.
I wonder why the audio is playing.